everybody, and welcome back to this. Wait, no. Hang on, come on. This is the last episode. I got to do it right. I get it. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the third and final part of Death of a Con Man. I am your humble dungeon master of awesome disaster and murder, Billy, and these are my awesome players that have stuck with me through a hell of a ride at this point. And today we are going to wrap that hell of a ride up. So introducing us from the front, or from the next to me, to the right, whatever. Matt first, and go down the line. Please introduce yourselves, everybody.
Hi, I'm Mac. I'm playing Leith Esme. I am the cleric satyr, and I'm completely clueless on what's going on.
Hi, I'm Anna. I play Rix, the half-orc barbarian, and I look very suspicious.
Hello, everyone. I am Clint, and I will be playing Autumn, the Tabaxi Bard. And I'm just over here shuffling my cards. Don't mind me.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lore. I'm playing Emerald, the Changeling Warlock, and I've got my gun out.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Hi, I am Kevin Meyer. I will be playing Tanric the Surly tonight. And I do not have my gun out, because that would be obscene.
Oh, man. Alrighty, everybody. Alright, let me get this voice off, because I didn't do that last time. Cool, now we're back. Let's do a little recap for all of you people that missed the last two episodes very quickly. Just got that. There we go. Okay. So last time, if you missed out what we did, well, we started with a big old wedding at the Gallerina Manor that took a wild and nasty turn into what some might call murder. Now our lovely players are discovering the aftermath of this terrible event and trying to figure out the clues to figure out who happened to murder this wonderful bride named Eris Gallerina. All signs right now are pointing to our lovely Rix, but, you know, we'll figure out who.
Are they really?
Alrighty. Last we left off, we had a great Goliath running down the hallway who didn't kick the doors open because they were already open to the dining room to address our party after maybe or maybe not discovering what has happened to Eris. We now pick up at this intense moment, so no more crime jazz music and back into the scene. Come on with us, everybody. The last time you left off, you have Moonwalker standing in the doorway with her broadsword drawn, aiming directly at Rix, who, by the way, Leaf, you said you were standing directly in front of Rix, so I made sure to include that.
Yep.
So that is where we last left off. Staring directly at you, Moonwalker. How could you? Tears pouring down her eyes, looking dead in your face, Rix.
Moonwalker, stand down.
I will not. I will not stand down.
We don't even have all the information yet.
All the information that I need to know is that she killed Eris. And
I did not! I didn't do anything!
We need to calm down.
So you're content to murder an innocent person to assuage your feelings as opposed to find the actual killer?
She points her broadsword directly at you, Tanric. Shut your goddamn mouth! And then turns back.
You'll kill me?
Yes! I goddamn will.
Moonwalker, I care for you. Please stand down.
I was told you were walking out of the crime scene, Rix. Was that true?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We're aware of who you were told by and their incentive to do so. Do you know that she, Rix, is not the only person possibly being set up here? I will remind you, Billy, that I did collect the flask. I have a hunch that I would like to attempt to manifest.
I'm going to pause for one moment to explain this this flask that you collected. Roll me a quick Arcana check, Tanric. I'm going to put this jazz music on for a moment.
19.
19. Tanric, you're looking at this flask. easily you can tell that from your wild adventures in the Fae and your knowing a lot about magic, some wizards use focuses to essentially focus their arcanic energy towards something to cast a spell. But you also know that
myself.
awesome. Then you know that focuses can also be used for a variety of tracking spells. You feel a very hard tracking energy coming off this flask, and with a 19, that's what you get. You feel like
Okay,
arcanic
so
energy coming off of it.
I sense a divination has been used on this.
Yes, and it is also for a flask or like a little like tea bottle, like it would be. This is very expensive. Like this is like somebody would not use this to normally just drink tea out of.
And this was the one that Hellfang presented to.
Yes, it was.
Okay, I cast detect poison and disease. On the flask.
You do not find any poison or disease on that flask.
This was the one that left with. To make sure that I have this correct, because this is
Yep.
the whole session ago. This is the one that physically left with Eris.
Yes, absolutely. It's the one that left with Eris.
This
All right.
present, gifted to the bride, currently still holds divination magic upon it. Why would anyone here, Miss Hellfang least among them, want to track Eris using this gift? Why would there be arcane magics if our barbarian friend, present in the scene of the murder, be present if our barbarian friend simply walked in and did the foul deed? It's too easy, it's too obvious, and you're being used as a tool. Don't be a tool.
Tenric, are you holding that flask up? Can everybody
Yep.
see it? Hey, sweet thing. Can I see that for a second? Do you mind? Mrs. Hellfang says to you from across the table.
Do I mind?
Well, I thought I'd ask you first before I grab your little hand.
I figured you were going to do that, and I like my arm where it is, so I will not attempt to resist you in this instance.
She walks over to you holding the flask up, and she goes, "My goddamn, this is not my goddamn teapot. I don't know who I don't know how the hell this ended up, wherever the hell it ended up, but this is not the tea that I thought I'd be given to."
Can I roll an insight check?
Absolutely.
While he's doing that, I will simply say to Moonwalker, so you see there are indeed more questions than answers.
No.
You do not want the stain of her soul unduly upon yours.
Roll me a persuasion check against Moonwalker's crazy anger right now.
As a reminder, due to my class, I get to use my wisdom on top of my...
And guidance.
and guidance. Okay, so base 12 plus 4 plus 6 is 22.
22? Okay.
Unless she's
You-
raging, in which case it would make no difference.
Nope. You say that to her, and she looks at you. She looks a little calmed down by what you say, but she is still like vehemently breathing and like locking eyes with Rix. Like she hears you, but the situation is like still pretty tense from what you can tell.
Oh, indeed, I'll help you skin Rix if they turn out to be legitimately guilty.
We all want to find who the murderer was, Moonwalker.
She slowly kind of looks around for a minute. She goes, she gets angry again, and she looks back at Rix and she goes, "Then why do all the signs point to you? I don't care. Why would somebody go through all this trouble to frame you? What's the purpose with that be?"
Answer.
To get
If
away
I knew,
with
do you
it.
think I would figure it out by now?
She looks a little kind of off guard.
Do you not think that's a bit obvious if it was Rix? I mean, it's like you wouldn't have even attempted to hide it.
Really quickly,
We haven't
Autumn-
even seen if the gloves fit. As I hear, that is indisputable evidence.
oh Oh yeah, I forgot you guys have those. Have you? Okay, good.
We have not.
Not gonna jump ahead.
We have not.
Autumn, very quickly. You did an insight check, correct?
I did.
Okay. What was it?
Not high. 7.
Okay. Mrs. Helfing looks like. She means what she says.
Hold on. Actually, I forgot to guide myself. Let me see if I get in. I mean, it'll be an 11 max, but okay, it's a 9, so never mind.
A 9. Miss Helfing looks like she's telling the truth. From what I mean, you'd still have no reason to like doubt what she's saying. Yeah, that's all you get from that. Back to it though. She just looks very confused, but it looks like whatever Tanric said to her did hit a couple bars, but I mean she looks like she's unstable at the moment, but she's not saying anything to you all. She's just kind of like reveling in everything that you guys have said. Mrs. Helfing looks over and looks back at her bottle, and you see her like looking around the area.
Did anyone else have access to your bottle so that it could be misplaced, mishandled, replaced?
Well, yeah, they were all part of the gift set. There's like she points over to the right of you guys, and there's like a small pile of, like, not a big pile, but like a small pile of like wedding presents. She goes, anybody would have access if they just walked right on over to it. She's like, even you, my sweet thing.
That is true. I am as equally potentially the murderer as anyone else. We should keep that in mind when we're swinging our swords about at people. A better question, though, I believe is, Thea, why are you so hell-bent on making sure everyone believes it's Rick's?
Thea is not in the room with you guys. She followed. You seen her follow, but she did not come in the room with Moonwalker. So she but go. I mean, you totally. If you want to go find her, whatever you want to do. But she is not in the room with you guys.
I think it's prudent. I'll since I couldn't have said that, I'll say instead. I believe it is prudent upon us to find out why Thea made sure to tell as many people as possible that this was the case. It seems she had a vested interest in making sure we believed it, and I don't believe that she was acting on her own behalf.
Roll me. Roll me another persuasion check, Tanric.
Guidance.
I mean, I was speaking mainly aloud, but...
No, I know you're speaking aloud, but I'm going to need a persuasion check just to
3 and
not have somebody attack you.
9 is... if you guys want to keep guiding me forever, this would be amazing.
If Matt can't touch you, you have a ghost on your shoulder. Like, that's...
Sweet.
That's just the way it is.
It's forever guided.
Because I get skill plus charisma plus wisdom for persuasion, then I get your guidance. So that's a 24.
Whoa.
24.
Yep.
You see Moonwalker. While the words rang aloud to everybody in the room, you see Moonwalker looking down at her friendship bracelet, kind of flicking it around, and saying, "She wouldn't. She couldn't."
She might have not known what was going on, but got maybe blackmailed into blaming Rick's.
I do think that we're all being played to some extent, yes?
Oh, most certainly.
Um,
Would it be prudent to have everyone in the room so we could get to the bottom of this? It seems we've wasted a lot of time already.
Moonwalker looks up and whatever you guys deem fit. She goes back to flicking her bracelet.
I'm going to just go to the door. Hello, everyone. Can you all come in here, please, so we can all talk?
I think it would be most prudent to ascertain the current location of Thea and the Necromancer. Call it a hunch.
I'd be happy to go try to fetch Thea if she isn't going to come in here.
Just
I'll
like
go get
Sheriff,
the
if you would.
necromancer.
Please
you
take
guys.
someone with you.
I will accompany you, Emerald.
Excellent.
I will stay here with those already collected and gathered, excuse me.
I'll go find the necromancer.
Okay. So who's the party going to find everybody?
I think me and Autumn are going to find
Thea.
Theo.
Okay. All of you, I mean, you could easily see when the doors were parted open and, Moonwalker was standing in front. You seen Thea go right by back towards where Alwyn's office was.
Then as soon as I see her, I cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay. She still seems to be in the office with Alwyn, like where you last seen Alwyn, Nerudis, and Hadrian.
So I'm also heading that way.
All right, so we're all just going together.
Entering the office, you see Thea sitting in the corner, like right next to the sending station. You see Hadrian and Alwyn kind of chatting in the other corner, and then you see Nerudis kind of sitting on the floor with his arms crossed over his legs. The room seems very quiet, except Hadrian and Alwyn kind of like going back and forth.
Can I ask a question? What happened to the body?
The body is still in the it's still in the second part of the office. So you're in the first part of the office.
Okay, understood.
Hello everyone.
Yes. And Alwyn turns to you.
We're trying to gather everyone up in the dining hall.
Okay. And you see Hadrian put his hand on Alwyn's shoulder, kind of give him like a little shoulder rub. And they look at each other and they start walking towards. Thea follows right behind. It doesn't take much persuasion for them.
Can I do an insight check on these two? Is there a romantic attraction between them?
Roll me an insight check.
I would like to give him ghost guidance. The ghosts are interested.
Insight just again. Good. 19 plus 1, 2, 3, 4.
Crime with passion.
28.
28. Holy shit. Leaf, you couldn't know more based on the situation. They may be married. Like, you have no idea. They are so based on the conversation and based on their body language. It seems like Hadrian has like a very divine taste for Alwyn, and Alwyn, based on his body language, it seems to be accepting of it, and seems to be like
nice.
Actually, even further into it. They're both of their like Alwyn's collar looks a little bit roughed. Damn,
that's what I almost walked into.
Yes.
Son-in-law.
But yeah, they definitely look a little scuffed from the situation. But yeah, they both keep walking towards the dining room. You nailed it.
Is Nerudis coming as well?
Nerudis is also coming. He gets up from off the ground. He comes in a very slumber though. Like, he is like the Nerudis that you guys generally know. This is missing from, like, he does not look like his normal self right now.
Yeah.
Is Thea getting up?
Yeah, Thea started following directly behind Alwyn and Hadrian. Nerudis was last in line. Like, he got up a little slower than everybody.
As we're walking back, I want to grab Thea's shoulder slightly and like gesture for her to move just a little bit behind, like to walk sort of in pace behind the rest of them.
Okay. She goes, "Is everything okay?"
I wanted to have a conversation with you before we get in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when we talked earlier, I asked you to keep certain information to yourself, but it seems that you've told lots of people now, and I think it's in your best interest to tell me why.
I was scared. I didn't mean to cause everyone so much trouble, but I just, from everything going on, I mean,
Thea, if anyone has threatened you or tried to influence this opinion, it would be in your best interest. I can, like I said, you can trust me. I can protect you. No one can. It'll only help you if you tell me what's going on.
I nobody coerced me, but I just after I seen my friend pass, I just thought telling everybody was the safest option, so I didn't end up getting taken next. And she kind of like see on her face like a tear kind of comes down her face, and she goes, I didn't even want to be here. I just want to go home.
Why didn't you want to be here? Isn't this your friend's wedding?
It is my friend's wedding, but I've never felt like I've fit in here, you know? I just have always felt like an outsider. I know all these people have money and power and all this great stuff, and I have nothing. I'm just a commoner.
Hey, Thea, listen. I came from a small fishing village. Both my parents were fishermen. I didn't have anything. Made my own way in the world, yeah? And look at us now. We're here. We're making the most of it. And for all the resources that a lot of these people have, I can guarantee you that they're miserable with it. I've met a lot of people with a lot of money and power, and every single one of them, it has just bought them more problems.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Are you two alone in the room at this point?
Yeah, I would assume.
She looks around a little bit and she goes, I've never felt like, it just always felt like they've looked down on me for not having these things. She reaches out and touches your hand. Emerald, I'm going to need you to roll me a saving throw, a wisdom saving throw. Hang on, 1 second.
What a bitch!
So
No.
I will say, and I was going to say this before all of this happened, I promise, but I will say Autumn wouldn't have gone far. He's far enough to give them privacy, but if there's a period of time where he's like, maybe I should go back.
Mhm.
I will say that nobody was in the room when this happened.
Yeah, that's totally understandable.
But I mean that is a thing that you could totally do, but I would say that at this point they kind of were just in the privacy, and they're both standing close enough to the doorway to see if anybody was nearby. But yeah, go ahead and
This one,
what's up?
you ready? I rolled it. It's not good. It was a nat 1 plus 1. That's a 2, but still a nat 1.
Emerald,
2.
Emerald, no.
Thea is the most innocent person you've ever met in the world,
Yep.
and she has done nothing wrong. And you are going to do everything in your power to defend her, no matter what.
Understood.
And she goes, "Thank you so much."
You know, I would lay down my life for you, Thea, and I just, you know, whatever you need, if you need help from me or my contacts, I can get a whole team of people in here if we need.
She looks at you and she goes, I think we're gonna have to prosecute Rix. Is that her name, Rix? To the
Rix.
fullest extent.
I understand, and pulls out her gun. I'm ready to do whatever you think needs to happen.
Welp!
Thank you so. Well, let's quickly go back to the dining room so we can make sure that the right evidence is found in the right areas. And
How tall is she?
she is. Give me just a moment. She is. I believe she is 5 foot. No, 5'1". She's very short.
Okay.
She's not that tall. Yeah, she's not that tall.
Excellent. Emerald standing in at 6'7" in heels. Has yeah.
Giant
Under
woman.
this, puts like her arm like protectively around Thea.
She goes, "Thank you so much."
Of course.
And both of you start heading towards the dining room. Autumn, you're still like heading towards the dining room. All you can foresee right now is it looks like that Thea and Emerald had a moment.
Is Emerald coming out with her gun out?
Yeah. Yeah, and Emerald's coming out with her gun out, right?
No, Emerald has put the gun away, but
Okay,
like
okay.
it's spectrally, you
Because I was
know.
about to say, Autumn's not dumb. He'd be like, wait a minute.
No,
Yeah.
she just has her like wrap and like her arm like protectively around this young girl, like very doting, like you know maybe like handkerchief.
Okay.
I
This
think as like
Autumn will
All of
remember
us
that.
in.
Just that appears up in the top screen of the gaming.
I think as I like walk in, I just like glare at Thea, knowing that she's trying to make me look bad.
Also, as we walk in, as we're getting ready for this, I just look to Tanric and shuffle my cards a little bit, and then draw a card, the card of the priest, and I say, "The spirits are with you, Tanric, to bring this investigation to a speedy conclusion," and I'll give you inspiration.
So, if I hear voices speaking to me, I shouldn't be alarmed.
No, not this time.
Thanks for the warning this time.
You all see as everybody kind of enters the dining room. You see Moonwalker like crying, wiping tears off her face, and goes, "Thea, there you are!" and like runs over to Emerald and Thea and just kind of stands nearby. She goes, "Are you okay? I know you were a little beat up earlier. Are you okay?" And Thea kind of looks back and she goes, I could say the same for you." And then they both like kind of quietly discuss amongst themselves, just making sure they're both okay.
Thea, how did you get beat up?
No, she just looks like she's crying. I'm sorry, and
Okay.
yeah, she just looks like
Okay.
defeated in her face.
I thought she was trying to make like she's been
She looks
attacked.
Yeah, just threw herself downstairs in between. But no, she's just looking a little defeated. And you guys called everyone into the room.
Tanric, this is your time to shine.
What is the
Well,
meaning
I don't
of
know
this?
what is the meaning of this? You
Yes.
demanded a few moments ago, you demanded what evidence we had and where it points.
And then you talked me out of it, Tanric. So what do you have new evidence to share?
I talked you out of murder. I have evidence that I had then and now, and if you'd like to hear it, I would love to present you with the facts as known and let us find where they lead. Unless, of course, you're content to go with your pre-generated conclusion that's being reinforced by some of the others here.
You look like you talked right over Alwyn's head, and he looks more angry than he started. He's like, you see his face is just red. But go on. He's not responding.
Ah, excellent. Silence is a fertile field for
About to be a double murder.
We have a number of confounding clues, all interesting, and I think we should discuss all of them and elicit a few more answers, some questions that still remain that some in this room sought to rest easily on their assumed authority and connections to refrain from answering. Let's dispense with all of that and lay the facts out as we know them. I do not have all of them, but I would encourage those here present who know a bit more than I do to share when they feel it relevant. The
I sure will.
The facts as we have them currently. It was a beautiful wedding, if somewhat.
Such a beautiful wedding.
Well, nobody showed up because largely no one likes Narudis, myself included.
Hey, I am also there now with you.
This was an unpopular affair. It was unpopular for a number of reasons, only one of which was Narudis himself. I still don't like you. The other is it did not have the blessing of the father, which is an interesting fact that we'll come back to. What we do know is that the bride, after eating some of the food here present, and after imbibing of some of this flask, which is not in fact the former possession of Mrs. Halfang, but made meticulously to look so, felt ill. I do believe our good friend here saw to her good health before she felt better. Then she was murdered brutally and hastily by someone, presumably still here, though not guaranteed. All signs immediately pointed to Nerudas. He was the one present in the room with her body. He claims he didn't do it. And for once, and only once, I actually believe him. Some very convenient evidence was found. Evidence that points directly towards Nerudas. A prenuptial agreement guaranteeing him 60,000 gold as soon as they are married. What an incredibly unwise prenuptial agreement, especially with
Do
someone
not
of his
speak.
reputation.
Let him finish.
Oh.
No. If it is to protest your guilt, etc., save your breath. If it is to enlighten us in some way as to how this came about, I would... Did you sign this?
You see Nerudas, like, kind of dip his head a bit. He goes, that is mine. Look, when we were first getting married, it was...
Was it a con?
Not a surprise. You do anything for money.
Was the marriage a con?
Roll me an insight check.
Can I also do this?
Yeah.
And I will guide Tenric.
And I will guide myself.
So, Nat 20.
You you look at Nerudas and he looks broken. Like,
And I got a 23.
You both look at him. He looks broken. He looks back up at you guys and he says, "Yes," like somberly. And then you see her father. You goddamn cock swine! You swine! And just starts screaming. Nerudas goes, "Look, please listen to me. It started out that way. It was a con, and it didn't."
No, listen, I understand. It started out a con, as it always does with you. And as she routinely, continually gave you affirmation, you probably developed reciprocal feelings for her because she was a source of good feeling for you. I understand that. You are a very simple person.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
What is... That was not a compliment. But what is most relevant here is that her death is not required for him to receive this sum. This is not motivation. This is not motive. And he puts it aside. Somebody was about to say something. Go ahead.
A little bit of a bastard, though. Did I use that word right?
You did great.
You did
Nailed
so
it.
well.
The question, some of the questions that remain unanswered is why is there divination, tracking magic, on this flask that was made intentionally to look like the gift given by Mrs. Helfang? Why is our necromancer unable to contact the spirit or unwilling to do so, suggesting that he is spent in a situation where so much spent arcane power has been found? Who gains from hurting Alwyn through her or hurting Eris? As we understand it, Nerudas is owed a debt of pain by largely everyone here, except me, strangely. He was good for business, if a piece of shit.
I could perhaps speak to why this necromancer is unwilling or unable to contact the spirit, more than the fact that he is exhausted his ability to do so.
He had some busy time. He's probably very tired.
That is not what I meant, but okay.
We'll come back to that, Mac. Please continue, Autumn. Oh, and if anyone leaves, your guilt will be assumed, and we will make the
None of us
appropriate
can
attempt to
leave.
arrest you.
If we leave, we get shot, remember?
That's the grounds. I'm talking about the room.
Moonwalker
As it has
looks over
been
at
told,
Rix and goes, I bet we'll all die, huh? And
Calm yourself, Moonwalker.
Standing in between them?
Now
Autumn,
then,
please,
if I may
continue.
Whatever you all believe about my actual abilities as a soothsayer, I assure you they are very real. Now, I have been able to contact spirits of dead lovers, dead wives, husbands, several people, ancient entities, and yet the spirit of the bride does not speak to me. And when I tried to contact her in the beyond before, there was no spirit. Which begs to me, it makes me think of one of two things. Either that the bride is not dead, and when I checked her body, unfortunately, I'm sorry, she is passed. Or her soul has been taken as either the fuel or prisoner of someone of great magical power.
Well, that certainly doesn't describe our oafish barbarian friend. I mean that in the best way, Riggs.
I
Considerable
don't think
resources.
just saying that makes it okay.
Right,
Does
but
not.
I'm
He
way
doesn't
over
care.
here.
Lucky for you.
I
The
won't let her
point is,
murder again. Sorry, go on.
Considerable amount of arcane energy, subterfuge, and deception has been invested in making sure we all believe and point our fingers towards Rix. So the natural conclusion one might come to is be suspicious of that conclusion itself. If we have nothing other than her axe was found at the scene of the crime, to point to her, and a considerable effort put into making it look like it was Rix, I think we should spend some time looking elsewhere. For instance, why is Thea so I forgive nothing?
Forgive me. I do believe we have we have other evidence pointing towards
Is
Rex.
Leland in here?
Yes.
What might that be,
do.
Emerald?
We have an eyewitness.
Looking at Emerald very surprised.
We have an
Yes, we
eyewitness.
do. Yes, Thea told you, correct?
Thea told everyone. It wasn't just
And
me.
told me. Yes, interesting.
Yeah,
that you
because
bring
she
that
was
up.
so concerned about her safety, and earlier I did
Insight.
not understand that, but now I
Emerald.
realize.
Emerald, you were so sure it wasn't Riggs.
And now I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I'm going to insight myself, actually, 'cause this is weird to me.
Yeah, I'm also questioning this.
Don't forget that you do have inspiration, Tanric, if you need it.
For insight,
Emerald, you also have
For anything you want.
inspiration.
Do
I
I?
got 22, so
you
I
sure
feel
do.
like I don't.
Okay. Just wanted to remind you.
Does this seem out of
Dirty
character
20
from how she
for
presented
insight.
herself before?
22. Emerald seems Tanric, Emerald seems like she is changed in her opinion, but she seems like maybe something is fighting in her head different. Like, you can't, I'm not going to say it's like arcanically charged or anything different, but you do see like there is like something is like not all the way adding up, but that is as much as you're going to get. Even with the 22, that's as much as you're going to get with an insight check.
I'm guessing I get roughly the same with the 20.
Roughly the same with the 20.
Well, that's an interesting role. Change of position. And I would be happy to consider it logically if we had some evidence other than the impassioned pleas of an individual who has a vested interest in making sure we believe it. As demonstrated through her ignoring you, telling her to keep it quiet, she came straight to me. And then when I told her to go speak to you, she went straight to Moonshadow?
Moonwalker. How dare you?
Straight to
Moonwalker.
Moonwalker. Went straight to Moonwalker, going to the individuals that would most assuredly move the needle towards pointing the finger at Rix.
Thea
I'm
grabs.
highly suspicious.
Thea like tugs on your dress a little bit, Emerald, and like leans up and whispers, and she's like, "What about the weapon they found in the room?"
Oh, that's right. You did find Rix's weapon. The axe
That's right.
covered
Thea
in...
had no way of knowing that.
She was outside the room when you guys found it. Because she was.
What did we say out loud? We said absolutely nothing out loud.
You had the weapon held up, like the door open and the weapon in your guys' hand when you found it, and she was standing in the hallway.
All of the clues were tucked away before we talked to her. We were
The
in
axe-
the room. You made sure.
the axe
You
was
made sure
Autumn's
that
hand.
We were...
The axe was in Autumn's hand, like you guys were holding it up,
Now,
and the door was open.
Sure, absolutely.
No,
Yeah, I
have
went
my
back. I had to
axe
double
back
check
now.
that.
Okay, but she said we found it in the room, which is where I'm going with it.
That is true.
And you did just say that, like, a couple of seconds ago.
So if the only way that she knows about the axe, like by your logic, since you're doing an out of character correction, is that it's being held in Rix's hand now, then it should stand.
Yeah.
That I should still be able to bring that up
Yep.
and carry it.
Yep,
still
you
make sense
absolutely
in
can.
character? Okay.
Yes.
Right. I do not want to meta, so I'm just being super careful.
No, you're good. You're good. You're on the right roll.
All right. It's interesting. Who says we found it in there?
I shared that information with Thea.
You didn't know that information.
Didn't I?
Nope. Emerald knew is that I handed it to Rix when I walked out of the room. We were all in the hallway when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. They didn't say
And
exactly
I
where
did
they found
not
it.
share any information about anything we found, just that we shouldn't necessarily trust Henrik. That's all I said.
We have no idea
Totally
where
reasonable.
they found it.
No offense.
Thea kind of speaks up a bit and she goes, I just, in a room, like in a room somewhere.
No, it's interesting that you said specifically that room, as if you knew precisely where it might have been. What if I were to tell you I found it under the body of Eris?
You found it in the body of Eris? And then she looks over
Insight.
at Rix and
Insight and without guidance, I'm already at a 26.
Tanric, she's full of shit. And she's looking at Rix directly and she goes,
I'm gonna stand up from the table. Why are you gunning so hard to get me killed for this?
Rix,
She hides
hold on a
behind
second.
Emerald.
I'm more curious why she's lying now and who convinced her that she's good at it.
So wait, she hides behind Emerald. And Emerald, do you make a move to defend her?
Yeah. Emerald allows her, and then if anyone's making a move towards that, Emerald will draw weapons.
I am visibly unarmed. I'm just standing on the table. I want to be at eye level.
If you're coming towards her, Emerald is drawing weapons.
Okay.
Why are
I'm
you
trying to find a way
protecting
to do
her?
what I want to do without metagaming.
None of you are
Yeah, that's the tough part.
None of you are gonna touch Thea. She's done nothing wrong.
No one's saying they're going to. We're just trying to
Surely
work out.
you're not that foolish.
I'm not saying I'm
Emerald.
not.
It seems like y'all are definitely pushing her hard. I think she's had a long day.
I
Well,
think
Not as long as Eris, Emerald.
I think all of us have had a long day. I'm not blaming Thea for this either, but we've all had a long day.
all
And
in
you're-
I don't think she acted
I'm
alone.
blaming Thea.
I'm
You're-
not mad.
Rick's
Your
thinking's
instinct-
not really your strong point.
Your instant change against Rix is strange, Emerald. When
What's
we
strange
were
about it?
when we were in the room, me, you, and Rick said we would stick together.
You're
You
just turning on
trusted
us?
us. You
I
trusted
don't-
us with secrets.
You don't know anything about me.
You've trusted us with your secret.
Me and Thea have a connection. We get each
I
other.
have no doubt.
Emerald,
about
I
that.
apologize very much for this. It is going to sting a little bit, but God, that dress looks awful, and I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery on Emerald, hoping that damage will break charm.
I hope you're right.
God,
Yep.
I hope so.
Yep.
So, Emerald, if you could please roll for me a wisdom save.
Awesome. Let's hope for another nat 1, right?
Yeah.
This is going to
It'd
be my
make it
nat
interesting.
20.
And if this doesn't work, it doesn't
Dice
work.
tell a story.
And Autumn's looked like an asshole every time he's tried to do something anyway, so whatever.
Yeah, but now you laid an attack out.
Yeah.
It's a 19.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no.
Emerald, Autumn attacked you.
Sure did.
Emerald draws her gun.
Okay.
This
What's
not fight.
apparent to the rest of us? What's apparent to the rest of us? Because
Apparent?
how Vicious Mockery works.
How do you cast it?
Just like I said. I said that, my eye glows, and my deck lights up a little bit.
Okay, so there is some
But I did
obvious
apologize.
manifestation to the rest of us.
Yes.
And in my defense, without metagaming, in my defense, Autumn has made absolutely no aggressive actions towards anyone in the past day.
True. But you did just use Vicious Mockery on
No,
some
I know,
people.
but I'm just saying, for what the people who are not under the effect
I
of any
understand,
sort of
I
charm
understand.
effect see.
Yeah.
I understand.
All right.
Okay, so what I definitely see is Emerald pull her weapon out.
We have had enough. We are leaving now. Me and Thea.
No,
None of you are
no
going to
one
You're
is
not
leaving.
going anywhere, and I'll get ready to stop them.
Moonwalker
Why-
pulls her sword and says, "Back away!" to you, Rix.
Don't tell me what to do.
Alwyn
None of
says,
this needs to devolve into violence, you knuckle-dragging, mouth-breathing Neanderthals.
"I finally
Everyone-
agree with the half pint. We need to figure out what is going on here. What is the rest of the evidence you speak of, Tanric?" As he clears the
glove.
room with his booming voice.
So I think it's fair to say no one's leaving? Excellent.
I'm just gonna go stand at the door.
I will metaphorically cast daggers with my eyes at Autumn. Metaphorically.
What'd you say a minute ago, Leaf?
I'm just gonna go stand at the door.
What'd you say before that? Oh, we forgot. Okay, never mind. Cool.
Autumn is not
Alright.
looking at Emerald. He is looking past her at Thea.
Thea looks like she's crying.
This is a significant departure from what our fellow guest, Emerald, has stated earlier, and it leads me to believe one of two options is at play. Either we have been somehow, and for some inexplicable ham-handed reason, duped into a sense of security for absolutely no positional gain whatsoever by Emerald, or perhaps young Thea, who has already admitted to me that her abilities lie in the mystic arts, has attempted to enchant Emerald. Would you have done something like that, Thea?
Thea looks over. Thea looks over at you guys, and she goes, "Why would I do any of this? I don't even want to be here."
Can I roll insight
I believe
on
you
that?
don't want to be here. Answer
Absolutely.
the question.
Yeah, I'm also going to roll
I
insight
got
on this.
15.
Yeah, me too. Nat 20. Nat 20 insight.
24.
Yeah.
Autumn, I'm gonna need you to roll me another d20. Another insight check.
Okay. Bitch out here giving me disadvantage and shit. All right. Not as good. Well, obviously not as good as a nat 20, but 11.
11. When Tanric threw out that she possibly cast it, she looks like she was a little caught off guard by that, but she looks like she was very keen to what he said. That's about what you get. The rest of you guys don't get nothing. She looks like a crying girl right now, even
I
with your
still don't-
24.
I still don't trust the way Emerald's changed, though.
That's fair.
There has been far too many accusations against my new friend Thea.
I
And
not.
I think-
You
I'm
think
not
there's
saying.
accusations against Thea? I'm being framed for a murder.
How
Pay
about
attention to what Emerald says. She's not in her right mind and her will is currently lacking.
How about
Perhaps
the
You have not
gloves?
with enough-
charmed me. I am not charmed.
how about the glove? We've not looked at that yet.
There are other bits of evidence. However, hold on. We're still pursuing this. Thea, I do believe you did not want to be here. I do believe you. And I also believe that your actions to date are probably on behalf of someone else, because they are clearly in coordination with someone else. Now, you were the only one in a precarious position. You're the only one with your neck stretched far out. We have blame, he points at Rix, and we have evidence, and he points at her.
She looks at you and she goes, "Do you have any evidence to say that I was the one who killed Eris?" No.
I have machination pointing at you, but that's an interesting defense.
I'm just double checking, because if you're going to accuse somebody, you probably should have evidence. And she wipes her
Indeed,
face.
you probably should. But that didn't stop you. You see, what you have is testimony, which is only evidence if it's true.
Moonwalker stands in between you and she goes, "What are you trying to say, little man?"
I'm trying to say that your friend Thea is most likely involved, but not the only one.
"Well, then show
Gonna
us the
plot.
damn evidence." And she,
We've pointed to it. You see, what we have here is several bits of arcane energy. A scroll was used. Your friend, Thea, knew where the murder weapon was found with no way of knowing because it wasn't stated, said, or demonstrated by any of us. An interesting fact. That's actually evidence, as opposed to a participant, possibly guilty party, suggesting that someone else did it and making sure everyone knows about it. That's not evidence.
"I'm sorry, Mr. Tanric, can't anybody use a spell scroll? Isn't that a thing that most people could use? And as for the murder weapon, she did recant her statement and say that she found it in or that she said she could have just said any room, and that is a fact.
She
It was found
recanted
in a
her
room."
statement after it was pointed out that she was the only one who could have known that. That's backpedaling. That's not a defense. Oh, I'm sorry. You thought mulligans actually were a real thing. No, that's not how it works. She demonstrated knowledge.
How did she do
The
it?
murder room wasn't even known, except by the killer. Everyone else thought the murder happened inside, where her body was found with Naruto's.
The most she said is you found the weapon in the room, and
In the room that she
while
was
it was
killed.
while it was found in there, it doesn't show exact evidence that she was the one that committed the crime, Mr. Tanric.
Absolutely, I agree with you. However, it shows more knowledge by someone who has no means to have it if they're being honest. If they're not being honest, can we trust what they say about accusing another individual and taking such drastic steps to make sure that it's known? And no, not anyone can use a scroll. Not just anyone.
Can I ask a question out
In
of
order to
game?
learn it, in
Because
order to
Yeah,
use
absolutely.
it. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, it is something that I legitimately missed. When she said she found it in a room, did she ever say that she knew that, and this is going off something that Tamrick just said, that she knew that she said the murder happened in that room?
She didn't say the murder happened in the room.
Okay, just correct me if I'm wrong, because I remember specifically when you were saying what she said, you said found it in the room that Eros was killed.
I said the murder weapon. I said the murder
So the
weapon.
murder weapon in the room she was killed.
I said the murder weapon was found. That's that. I know I said that because I'm reading off my script. It was the murder weapon was found in there. I didn't say that was the room she was found and killed in there, or killed or found dead in there. I said that was the room that the murder weapon was found because you guys were holding it up.
Okay.
The case or my statements regarding her knowing where it was and that superseding her testifying that someone else or it calls it into question, that all stands then.
Okay. Is Alwyn says, is there any other evidence? Is there anything?
Yes, may I
Yes,
suggest
we found
get
the
all
gloves
the
used in the
evidence out?
attack. We hold up the gloves. We found the gloves used in the attack. They appear to have her blood on them.
Tanric, you have the gloves in your hand, right? Mm-hmm. Can you roll me and can you roll me an investigation check on the gloves?
Investigation.
On the glove.
15 plus.
Is Leland here or did he leave again?
7.
Leland is just standing out in the hallway.
I'm going to drag him in because I'm standing at the
What
door
was it?
anyway.
22?
22.
Tanric, looking on the gloves, they're older gloves. They're a bit smaller gloves, but the most important thing that you see on these gloves is a small little patch in there that looks very faded and very old, but it has 2 letters on it. It has the letter T and the letter G, and those are the 2 letters stitched inside the gloves that look very old.
These are the gloves that we saw in the vision of Eris's murder. Do we have anyone who can ascertain whether or not this is her blood? Perhaps someone could touch its spirit, so to speak?
Yeah, can I just drag Leland into here because we said everyone?
Yeah, no, he's like with you guys. He's just standing out like in between the door and the hallway. That should have been more clear. He's just
I'm putting him in front of me because I'm making sure no one tries to leave.
He goes, okay, wherever you need me, and he just he's okay with it.
to serve.
Yeah. Yes.
I could perhaps attempt to ascertain a connection, but I cannot promise.
But these are the gloves you saw in your vision.
They are. Or at least they appear to be. Again, my vision is hazy at best.
How big are they?
They're smallish.
they're
and
smaller.
They do have blood, right? I
Yep.
heard that correct?
They do have blood. Yep.
So they
I
wouldn't
look at
fit on
Rix's-
a big orc.
I look at Rix's ham-handed half-orc hands. I'm fairly good at estimating, and I'm fairly confident that were we to try to put these on the accused assailant, we would find that we must acquit, for the gloves do not fit. Would you care to try one of these on, watching Thea the whole time?
She is absolutely nervous at what you just said. She squeezes your dress a little bit, Emerald, and tugs on it.
We should all try them on so everyone is being accused the same.
Yes, Thea?
I just, I don't like the way he's questioning me about all of this right now.
That is interesting. Thea, what's your last name?
You don't have to answer that.
I don't have to answer that.
I'm gonna walk up to Tanric and just
Emerald?
try and take one of the gloves to try
You're
it on.
compromised, and professionally, this is embarrassing.
Moonwalker chimes in and like a little caught off by the situation goes, her last name's Dark Trap. And
Is
she
it truly?
and she goes, yes, why wouldn't it be?
Your incessant crying is obnoxious.
And
You please get it together.
she goes, don't talk to me, murderer. And she kind of leans back into her hands. Since Tanric is doing all the talking, Tanric, roll me an insight check, just on the room real quick.
Not awesome for me, because this is like my specialty. 19.
19. Tanric, you notice that like somebody in the room who has been helping you like gather attention and everything seems to be at a loss for words, and just seems like very quiet and like he's pondering something.
Who is that someone?
That somebody is Mr. Gallerina.
Alwyn?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Is
there any chance that Thea's related?
He looks over at her and he goes, no. He's,
Like, no, like I don't believe it, no?
yeah, like, no, I don't believe it, no.
Hmm.
And she goes,
Family affairs.
she immediately looks up and she goes, my last name is Dark Draft. It's Dark Draft. And she's like just screaming it at this point.
And I respect the name that you have chosen for yourself. However, that is irrelevant to the situation at hand.
She looks up. She looks nervous. You look like you caught her off guard with everything you're saying. She looks like she's going crazy at this moment. She goes, no.
I also saw you staring holes at Alwyn through the entire ceremony. I was going to ask you about that earlier, but you're spinning out of control now. I mean, the desperate swipes. I'm sure that when Eris was not affected by what I can only presume was poison that made her ill earlier, you took the opportunity to relieve one of the other guests of their weapon. One I suspect you know has some reason to be upset with the groom, and begin all of this. And it would explain the absolutely haphazard string of clues pointing to a variety of different people. But more resources, I believe, than you're able to summon yourself are involved. So once again, I say, evidence points to you, child. Yours is the only neck truly strung out.
No. You can't. No one here believes any of the words you're saying. Not.
I believe him entirely. What did we do, Thea?
And she looks over at you, and she looks like she's losing her cool. The world is spinning.
Does she have to perhaps make a concentration check on?
She does have
something. That,
she does.
Yes, finally. Fuck.
I'm
It can only be so irritating.
That's a 3. Emerald, you do not believe that Thea is innocent any longer.
And I know I was charmed, correct?
You do know you were charmed, yes. She tugs on your dress and she goes, Emerald, say something. You know I'm innocent. Say something to them.
Yeah, no, Thea's completely innocent.
Thank you. And she like,
oh no, she's being a professional again. Uh-oh.
No, she's not. There's no way that Thea's innocent at all.
why? Everything on the table, even though it's framed, points to you, you big oaf. And she points at you, and she, like, out of anger.
Yes, even though it's framed. The question remains, why, Thea? Why try and convince everyone? Is there someone else you're protecting?
I don't have to convince anybody. I didn't do it. I didn't do any of this. Nothing.
Okay, now she's flatly said she didn't do it. I'd like to roll insight at this point.
Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
I want to be believed. As a dungeon master, I always get funny about these things.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Tanric,
That's
your gut feeling feel like your gut's right. You are staring directly at the eyes of somebody that murdered somebody. She goes,
You did kill her. You did. The question is why? There might be some sort of clemency, some leniency left, if you only explain why, but you murdered that man's true and rightful daughter.
I did,
His
and he goes,
full daughter.
he walks over, he goes, are you... Alwyn walks over and says, it can't, there's no possible, and he turns back to Mrs. Helfing, and Mrs. Helfing goes,
She did say everyone was dead. However, I imagine she was wrong in this instance.
Alwyn turns back and he goes, how are you still here? And she looks at him, she goes, she steps back a little bit further and she goes,
Does she just walk into me? Because I'm behind them.
she does bump right into you, but she's still standing there. She goes, get off me, and she pushes you off. She goes,
You walked into me, you rude bitch.
I'm sorry, point of note, she walked backwards directly into Leland's face, so...
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my face!
I murder her. I murder her. How dare she mean to Leland?
She looks back around the room and she goes, she looks at Alwyn, she goes, because she deserved it. And that monotone tiny voice turns to
I look
normal.
over at Moonwalker to see her reaction.
She is fucking devastated and angry. She looks like she is about to... Rix is not her focus any longer. And Moonwalker starts walking forward. She says, back, you Goliath joke. And she goes, anybody takes a step closer, I promise it'll be the last thing you ever fucking say. And she holds up the ring that she had in her hand.
Dare speak
holds
to
up what?
Moonwalker like that.
The ring that was on her hand. Roll me an Arcana. Okay, go ahead.
She just threatened with it.
21.
You weren't expecting it, so was she expecting it?
That you were gonna shoot her in the hand? Nope,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Fucking excellent. Okay.
17 on Arcana.
4.
23.
Arcana, all of you would know. This is a stone that anybody over 15 knows that this is a stone that would be imbued with a soul.
I knew it.
And
So, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. What was your roll?
The attack roll was 23, and the damage is 10, 15, 17, 21.
You pop the shot. Tell me how you shoot her. How do you pull the weapon
I
out? And
shoot her in the palm of the hand. So, pulling the hand crossbow out from under his long coat, he just aims, utilizing the cinematically utilizing the improved connection of the hunter's mark. Takes aim at her hand and shoots her in the palm.
She holds the ring out to show you guys. Pa! You shoot her directly in the hand. The ring goes flying in the air. She watches it and she
Can I try and jump and catch it?
Yeah,
I was gonna
somebody
say,
make
roll me
a
a
fucking
dex.
dex
Roll me a
check.
dex. Whoever's doing it, roll me a dex.
I also,
me.
as
Or
a
acrobatics, I'm
satyr,
sorry.
I also have as a satyr, I have an extra large jump.
Okay, roll me an acrobatics.
So because I'm trying to mage hand, can I do something different than acrobatics?
Yeah, absolutely.
Am I close enough to also roll an acrobatics?
You should. You guys
yeah,
should
you are
all
very
be close
close,
enough
yeah.
except me and Rix.
Yep.
We're the
Can I
only
do
ones
sleight of
far away.
hand? Since
Oh,
I'm trying to do it with the hand, the mage hand.
I would say because it's out in the open, it wouldn't be sleight of hand.
Okay.
It would be more of like something that would be like
I mean, I can do acrobatics if you want. Just
acrobatics would be more on point with it. I would say sleight of hand if it was like you were like secretly doing it, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of out in the open to everybody.
18.
So I got a 24 and I have to roll a d8 for my high jump thing and I got an 8.
Leaf, out of everybody, you use those volleyball skills that you recently had to like knock Moonwalker off her feet. You high dive directly over the entire everybody. You it's almost like you line this up with Tanric. You jump right over, grab that ring, you flip onto the ground. In your hand is a little gold band with a little diamond ring inside, and inside of it you feel for a moment just Thank you. Like,
I used my bonus action to reload.
I put it in my pocket the now, and I just pull out my blade.
she falls to the ground and she says, "Stop!" And she pulls a sending stone out of her the other hand that is working. One move. If anything happens to me or this sending stone, you all die here tonight. So give it a shot. And as she looks back to all of you, she goes, "Do you have the code word? Can you call off the guards? No? That's what I thought. That's what I thought." And she starts standing up.
I would like to
Why
do something.
would you kill your friend?
My friend!
She doesn't have any friends here. She only has tools. This has been about lifelong revenge.
He
Can I do
considered you a friend.
Yeah, go ahead, Autumn.
I want to try again to maybe one of my fucking spells will work. I'd like to roll suggestion
Give it a
on
shot.
her.
Ooh, just tell her to say the code word.
So I'm casting suggestion.
What?
Wisdoms.
Okay. What is the saving throw on that, my friend?
The saving throw is wisdom. I want to say yes, wisdom.
Okay. What do you suggest?
Give me the stone and tell me the code word.
Okay. You send that over. You try suggesting.
I say it nice and then I'm like, it's okay. We're going to get out of this. Just give me the stone and tell me the code word.
She looks at you and she goes, "Really?
Of course.
Oh. I'll give you the stone when I die, you sack of shit." And she looks back at the crowd and she goes, "I could break this right now and you'd all be pincushions. How does that sound?"
He considered you a friend, and you murdered her.
She's not my friend. Let me tell you a little bit about the Gallerina family for a second, my dear Leaf.
Ah, do tell, yes. The
Oh.
villain's monologue. We've been waiting.
Oh, I've been waiting myself. I've been waiting for 22 years. And she looks at Alwyn dead in the eye. She goes, "I want Alwyn Gallerina to feel exactly what I felt when my city, do you remember Archmore? When my city burnt to the goddamn ground." And she looks over at Mrs. Hellfang and she goes, "When you and your sluggish gang brutally came in and just destroyed everything I had."
Why did you try and blame Rickson?
Why were you so hell-bent on blaming me?
"I'm sorry, but somebody had to get blamed so I could get out of here and finish what I started."
Right, she viewed you as the most expendable, but I hate to be that guy, but I look at Alwyn. I literally told you so. Like, this specific told you so.
He looks back, he's like, "Not now, half pint," and looks back at her.
So here's the thing. You're only going to make it out of here alive if we have the stone and the code word. You see what you've probably underestimated about them, probably Sans Emerald, I'm sure she'll help with this, is the absolute cold vacuum of space that is left when everything that you valued and loved has been taken from you. I know you understand it. I know you feel it. So I want you to know. And he takes his hat off and he puts it on the ground. He takes his jacket off and he puts it on the ground and he pulls out a very long, wicked-looking knife. I also know what it feels like. And it will cost me nothing. Nothing at all. To
I'll, like,
slowly
follow-
take your skin off.
I'll follow
Now you tell
Tanner's
us what that code
lead
word
with my
is.
axes.
My runes start to grow lilac.
He'll just
And
walk
I-
to the end of the table.
I'm going to
The
start
only way you
speaking in
leave
tongues.
alive is to surrender.
I'll like follow Tanner's lead and get my axes ready.
I've got my
My eyes
sword and my
started to glow.
runes are growing lilac.
She looks at all of you directly in the face. She goes, "So this is how it's going to be. Okay. First, I need you to roll me a d6 at this point."
We have our initiatives logged already, right?
Hey, that's a one.
No.
Uh-oh.
No.
I got a 1.
Rix, you say nothing. Your eyes go red, and the rest of your party is still going on. She looks at you, all of you, and she goes, "Is this how it's gonna be?" She takes her hand and she smashes the sending stone on the ground, causing it to shatter into shards. She goes, "I guess we'll die here together, huh? I guess we all go together."
With as many people as that were close right next to her, there's no save, no attempt to grab it. We knew what her intended action was. Just
I mean,
throwing it out
whoever you
there.
can, you were at the
There's
end of the
three
table.
people right there.
You can give it a shot. You can give a dex save to try and do it.
I think
she's
more,
gonna go
more than
opposed.
me.
Would-
Emerald
am I
and
still close
Mac
enough?
should have an opportunity.
Leaf, you jumped over past after you grabbed the ring.
Yeah,
So you went
that's why I was
past.
asking.
Emerald, at the
I think
bare
Autumn
minimum,
and
should get a
Emerald could
shot.
try and get
Can
it.
I still mage hand? That's
Autumn,
still a
you would
thing I
be
can do.
You would be at disadvantage because she's already seen you do multiple things to her at this point.
Can
So
I-
you have her attention.
Can I
What's
go?
that?
Can I try?
I'm at 20.
You can.
I'm not going to roll anymore because no matter what I do, it's going to seem like I'm fucking around. I'm not.
What are we rolling for? Sleight of hands?
I did acrobatics.
Acrobatics?
You're right. Rolling to try and take this sending stone. So
I got
it
a
would be
14 with
Okay.
disadvantage.
I got a 22.
22.
26.
I'm actually gonna need Tanric. I'm gonna need you to roll again.
Oh. What the heck?
So that's a 22.
Tanric, I'm gonna need you to roll again.
Ah! Ah! Don't get. Hey, I've got high blood pressure, so this is uncool. Man, like I want to roll a third time. There's just not. You're not.
What did you get?
Another
Like-
20.
What
That's
does it
my
add-
fourth 20. That
What
I
does
know
it
what it
add
looks
up
like.
to? I promise you. What does it add up to?
26.
Tanric, I'm gonna need you to roll me one more.
Guys!
I'm not even kidding you, dude. One more time.
I am seeing a pattern.
Dude's got weighted
That's a
dice.
loaded dice.
That's a loaded dice, man.
Come,
Mac
come
has
get 'em.
bestowed you with
Come
his
get 'em.
rolls.
Tanric, if
That's
you die,
22.
if you die for this, you're at this point you wouldn't be able to make an attack because you're jumping through like to grab this.
Absolutely.
Okay. So
Well, that seems like no brainer to me.
okay, just double checking. You go through Tanric, you slide right under, and the sending stone ends up in your hand. And she
I
goes,
curl into a ball.
I'm going to.
Take a step towards me and I fire.
Well, I think because throwing something on the ground is technically to be a free action, so I think she.
That would
still
be
gets her
like
action.
your interaction with objects.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is just my
Um,
warning.
So I don't think we can interrupt unless you have like a paladin like ability like protection or something.
This is just me warning.
Oh,
That's just you just being like, be aware.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need
oof.
everybody to give me their initiative scores very quickly.
Mine was
This
a,
16.
should be in
they're
the.
in
Private
our
chat.
In the
Yeah, they're in
chat.
private chat.
Got it.
Was
Rix, you rolled a 1.
On the D6, I sure did.
Okay, cool. Got it.
Yes, I can't wait for Rex to murder us all. Then she will actually be the murderer.
This is not the way I wanted to find out.
I mean, you're
Very
finding out.
frustrating for
I
me.
didn't get a chance to tell you, so you're going to be very excited to see what happens.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
okay.
SpaghettiOs.
Oh shit! What level is that? What level is that?
And Tanric, you took a shot, right? Like you with your gun?
Earlier, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Is, yeah.
All right, just double checking. Okay. Alrighty, everybody. Give me one more second.
Damn it, that's second level. I don't have it. Fuck. Okay.
Leaf, you are going to be number 1 in the turn order. Give me 1 second to get you guys a beautiful little screen up real quick.
We get a map?
You do get a map.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh!
I'm so excited.
Just a moment. Okay.
Man, this music.
Yeah, that violin's giving me anxiety.
Yeah. Every time it plays, I'm like, this cannot be good.
Oh, the only problem with it, I love it so much, it just doesn't loop at the moment. So like, I have to keep going over and pressing it every time the song ends.
That's rough, buddy.
I know. It get easier. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna share it. You guys are probably not in the same spots, so correct me if you see it. Moonwalker there. It's right next to her. Rick, you were across the table.
I know I ended up leveling with Tanner before he jumped, because I like followed his lead getting weapons ready.
Okay. Then you guys are pretty surrounded. Autumn, where were you at?
I was near Tanric.
See the map.
Yeah, I need to see. If I can see the map, I can tell you.
You're good. I'm just getting a general idea of where everybody was at.
Yeah, I was near Tanric.
Cool.
If the way I'm visualizing this is correct, I would be roughly at Thea's feet because she threw it down.
Excuse me.
This is where you folks are at. So this is going to be Autumn.
Yeah, that
This
looks
is gonna be
correct.
Tanric, this is me on a rush, so bear with me. Rix, that is you. Moonwalker, bam. And then we got good old Emerald right there. We got Thea right here. We got Leland right here. We got Leaf right here. Naruto's sitting in the corner crying. Alwyn over there. And then Hadrian is right behind him.
Mrs. Helfing's at the very end of the table.
Mrs. Helfing is at the very end of the table still.
Cool.
What a legend.
What a woman.
What a beast.
What a woman. What a woman.
What a woman.
Alrighty. Leaf,
Alright.
if this looks right, Leaf is in the top of the turn order. If it doesn't look right, please let me know.
It looks right.
Correct to me.
Okay. Sounds perfect to me.
Cool.
I put my hand on the ground.
Oh, there we go.
My runes grow silver. And just in front of me, this tree appears. And it's my spiritual weapon. It's this fey tree that appears, and I'm gonna get ready to smack her with it if she does anything.
Oh, she looks at you, just ready to tangle.
So good.
Oh, this lighting. Are you kidding me? There we go. Okay.
So I'm using my bonus action to cast spiritual weapon, and I'm just readying an action to smack her with it.
Okay. Alrighty. After that is going to be Emerald. You are next in the turn order.
Yeah. So you'll have to tell me how you rule as a DM, but if I wanted to just basically see if she still thinks I'm charmed, is that going to be my whole action, or do you rule that as a free action?
I'll rule that as a free action. Just, yeah, I would definitely rule that as that.
Cool. Yeah.
Surprise,
so
motherfucker.
I do want to insight her, see if she still trusts me.
Roll me an insight check.
Perfect.
Emerald being a professional.
Mm-hmm.
15.
15? Yeah, I mean, she looks like she's like pretty intensely, like kind of back to back with you almost at this point.
Perfect. Quietly, I'll just mutter under my breath in Elvish. We've got this. Don't lose your cool.
She goes, thank you. And just a little bit more crying, trying to play into what
Oh
you've
my
noticed
gosh.
normally you've got her.
Uh-huh. And then for my action, I would like her to make a wisdom saving throw.
19.
That does save. Emerald
trying?
tried to use Fey Presence, which would make her charmed by Emerald.
Interesting. So she would know you tried charming her, right?
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now, because there's some abilities that they don't know that. Yes, but this is one where she would know that I tried to do this.
She turns back to you. She goes, "You deceiving little shrew!" And she turns back, and now she looks charged in the middle of this room. She's done talking. She's all about fighting at this point. Tanric, you are going to be next up in the turn order.
I'll hop to my feet using half my movement.
Yep.
Would it be difficult terrain to get onto the table?
Nah, I'm not gonna make it. You can easily kind of climb back up onto the table.
Then I will attempt to. I don't really need to be on the table.
But
I'm
it's
sorry.
cool.
It's just.
But it's
Presence. I get it.
I'm not accustomed to being short. I'm trying to roleplay this.
Wow.
Billy, what would you do? Like,
Get on the table, man.
Get on the damn
table so fast.
All right. I'll hop back onto the table, onto the corner there. As I said, last round I used my bonus action to reload, so I'm going to end her adventuring career. I'm going to shoot her in the knee.
Nice.
All right, go for it. Roll me an attack. You're gonna end her adventuring career.
I used to be an adventurer in that cave.
Mind you, guys, she already has 21 damage at this point.
From what? Oh, right.
Well,
Tanner
I-
shot
I-
your hand
right.
off moments ago.
Hold on.
Don't mind me.
I am invoking the 5th edition extremely realistic rule that I can sneak attack with a pointed bolt for subdual damage.
Okay.
Does a 19 hit?
That's a 19. Yeah. Does a 19 hit this casting for the little tiny? Yeah, absolutely. You hit her.
Okay.
You nail her.
Let's see. So, psychic damage.
Billy, your Discord's
If
coming
I have
up
to
on the
split it
screen.
up.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's
Look
okay.
it out.
Sorry. Ironing it
Been
out.
Found out.
I know. Ironing it
It
out.
is.
Wow, Joe
16
and Mara made a guest appearances.
Hi,
Right.
guys.
Go ahead, guys. I'm so sorry.
It is 16 points of piercing damage, 1 point of psychic damage.
1 point. Okay. You tell me how you shoot her. You just bullet shoot right in the knee. Right. Okay. You cock back. You get up from your down position. You cock back. Pa! Get her right in the knee. She takes it. She doesn't fall, but she does look like you almost just severed at this point. Like it was pretty hefty of a shot. I know it's subdual,
I'll use
but it looks pretty
my
nasty.
soliloquy to shout, "Subdue her! Don't kill her!"
She goes, "Try and subdue me," and she lights her hands up again. She's still looking like she's ready to tangle.
Can I use my
That's my turn.
Can I use my ready action just to smack her with a tree?
Yeah, absolutely. You can use your ready action to smack her with a
Whomping
tree.
Willow.
A whomping.
It's not a great roll. It's a 10 plus
Yeah, guys, trees are dangerous. Watch
15
out.
to hit her.
15 to hit her. Okay. You hit. You definitely hit.
And a spiritual weapon is
Oh
6
my
damage.
goodness.
This big
It's-
tree just smacks him in the face. For 6 damage.
For 6 damage, you take this tree just like almost like what you would see in a cartoon when somebody's going down a hill really fast and then just gets swamped. Like it just clotheslines her and she takes a step back. She's looking pretty beat up at this point. Like she's looking pretty nasty. A lot of surprise attacks and a lot of just multiple parades of stuff happening at the same time.
Well, if you didn't try to murder people, this wouldn't happen.
Shut up! She just yells out to you. Next in the turn order is actually going to be her. She is going to. Actually, she is definitely going to aim for. She's going to aim. Hang on. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure.
Excited to find out what happens when I roll a 1.
Oh yeah, we got that. So
She. Oh yeah, don't worry. I have not forgot, Rick. I promise you.
Oh, I
that.
didn't think you did. It was just
I
just
did.
a statement, I guess. A query.
A statement for the future. I understand.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
I was just genuinely curious. It's fine.
All right. Up here's. I'm gonna need. She looks like she takes something out and like spreads it in her hand a little bit, and she looks like she's going to aim directly towards. Let me see. She's gonna aim towards. She's gonna aim towards Leaf.
oh no.
Oh darn!
Leaf, I'm gonna need you to make me a dex save.
Oh no. The thing I'm good at.
Oh, the horror! Oh darn!
Don't talk shit before you roll.
I was about to say, talk a lot of shit, and you're gonna get hit.
Yeah.
No, 30-20.
Dirty 20? Okay, you easily. You see her kind of like ready her hands up and like look like she's about to do something. She shoots her hands down, and you see this wild wall go through and like kind of cast like this big wall of flame towards your way. And it envelops the like where you're at, and it ends at the door, or it ends at the wall itself. So it ends about right here, if you guys can see on the screen. And you take.
Oh no.
What did you get? You're talking smack.
Talk shit, get hit.
I wasn't even meaning to begin with. I was just trying to find my pencil. I had lost my pencil and I was very upset.
I gotta get a lot of d8s. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's only a little bit of damage.
Yeah, you'll
Obviously not.
You'll probably be fine.
You'll probably live, maybe.
I don't know. This sounds
I
like
said-
wall of
I
fire. That
said-
has potential to kill him.
I said maybe.
Leaf, you are just hit by this wall of fire coming your way. It scorches you. I mean, it burns real bad. You take 19 points of damage.
That would have
Damn.
killed him if he hadn't made the save.
Dang.
Yep. Yes, it would have.
No, I would have
definitely
just
would've.
been alive.
Just barely. Just hang
Yeah, I'd have been
on.
on like 3 health.
Henrik,
Jeez.
if you were lined up in the right way, it definitely would have came towards you and Rix at this point. But I couldn't angle it correctly after you shot her in the hand and shot her in the kneecap.
Damn, I always knew I was hot stuff.
Oh my gosh.
All right, you guys can finish without me.
Autumn, it is going to be you next up in the turn lineup.
Okay. I've been all this time thinking about it, and I've been going back and forth between two things. And I've been so bad at making people fail saves.
But maybe now's the time.
Yeah, now is the time.
Fuck it. I need her to make a wisdom save for me.
All right, she has been very good about that.
I
Let
know.
me see.
Maybe not now, because she's been shot in the hand and the knee.
And hit by a tree.
And hit by a tree.
She made a nat 20 on her wisdom
Never
save.
mind. I retract my statement.
I quit.
I'm not even playing with you guys. I would
No,
show
I
you.
quit. I'm done.
If I could show you the dice, I would, but I'm so afraid to move the camera right now because the sun is going to kill me.
It's
Uh,
It's
fine.
just a powerhouse. It's fine.
Yeah.
She takes 8 psychic damage and doesn't have to run away from me.
Darn.
She
As I
looks,
cast Dissonant Whispers and say, "You should have sat down long ago, little whelp." And the face of her mother pops up behind me. And
Oh,
Oh, it's dirty.
Oh. I kind of want to kill Autumn now.
you said her mother specifically, right?
yes,
that's wild.
supposed to be scary.
She looks back at this and she like looks taken aback. Like she's like, I'm not going to tell you what effect you might have had on her, specifically on what you just said, but you definitely something else seems to trigger it in her face based on what you've done, specifically because you chose that image. All right.
Autumn's had a very bad day.
Fair enough.
So-
Dude, fair enough. I don't think any of us have had an entirely good day in this game, but like, you know.
I've had a great day.
Rix, it is now your.
Hold on, I do have a bonus action.
Yeah, what you got?
I'm going to go ahead and I am going to actually inspire Tanric. Or you still have
I'm
inspiration.
already inspired. Yeah.
I will inspire. I'm going to inspire Leaf. And I'm going to say, the spirits are with you, little one.
Aw.
Okay. Rock on. Does that end your turn?
Yes, sorry, that does
Okay.
end my turn.
No worries. All right. At that point, it is now Rix's turn.
Alright,
Rix, what would
happens
you?
when I
Oh,
roll
just kidding.
1?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's
Oh,
good.
yeah, great. Okay.
It is Rix's turn, so I got you. Rix, you
I
are
have both
going-
my hand axes in my hand, by the way, so you know what weapons I'm using.
Okay. Rix, you are going to roll an attack on the man that has been defending you this entire time.
Oh no.
I wouldn't say entire time.
All
No,
right.
he's secretly he's been on the side. Go ahead and roll me an attack.
All right, and I have a dual wielder feat, so I would attack with both of them.
Yep.
Alrighty, coolio. So the first one is.
This is not Coolio.
I'm sorry. First one's a 21, and the second one is a. Oh my gosh, numbers 14.
One hits. The first one hits.
Alrighty.
Rix looks at you and goes, "Die!" Nothing else. It just swings down with the hand axe.
It's
Does
10
that sound
damage.
like Rix?
Does not sound like Rix.
Okay.
Not this time. 10 damage.
You said 10?
Yep.
Got it.
All right. And that, Rix, that will end your turn.
Alright.
So now back to the top of the order. It is now Leaf's turn again. Everybody else seems to not be in combat at the moment. They're still reeling from the decision.
I'm not still in this fire, am I?
Huh?
I want to be out this fire.
Okay, you can move. If you move out of her range, she's going to get an attack of opportunity.
That's fine.
Okay.
It's either that or be in fire.
That's true. Where do you want to move?
Else? I'm just gonna do a big old leap.
Sproing.
A big old leap.
A big old leap straight forward.
Straight forward. So up here or up here?
Yeah.
Up here?
Oh, yeah, the first one.
The first one? Okay.
As
So
far as I can go.
as far as you can go. How far is your leap?
I can leap.
You can
Normal
standing
leaping
leap half your strength plus your satyr roll.
which is another 8 for that. Half my strength, so I can
Score.
4, 5. The numbers. 13 feet.
13 feet?
3 squares if you round up.
Yep. So you would end up.
So I walk
Smack
next.
Autumn's
I walk next. I'll do a little one, so I'm technically next to her, so it'd be one behind.
Okay. So we'll just put you here. It'll make a little life easier.
Yeah.
Thea is going to get an attack of opportunity on you as you go to hop
Just
through.
give you the hand step, just throw you over my shoulder.
But that does use her reactions, so we don't have to worry about that.
That does use your reaction. Give me just a moment.
And see, if she had failed, she would have had to use her reaction to run from me.
That is true. She gets you. Does a 15 hit?
Now,
All right. You go right through. You're safe.
as I'm tucking and rolling, all my runes grow lilac, and lilac plants grow up my hand as I turn and shoot a guiding bolt towards her. Level 2
Nice.
guiding bolt. not trying to kill her, but I don't know how magic works with human bodies.
The totally realistic 5th edition rule that anything can be subdual, even that firewall that you were in, could have been.
Wait, really?
Totally
Yeah.
realistic, right? Yep.
That's
Don't
wild.
question the rules.
All right, but go ahead and shoot that guiding bolt.
I did, and I got a nat 20.
Nat 20. All right.
About to end this woman's entire career.
So what's that?
Ooh.
10d6?
No, not that much, sadly. It's 5d6.
You got a nat 20, you double it.
Oh, yeah, so,
Mhm.
yeah, 10. Is it just, do I roll with the double amount of dice, or is it double the dice roll?
It is going to be. I would roll double the dice. We'll go with that. I just don't have the stuff in front of me at the moment.
That was a 6, but I just knocked it. Okay,
It sounds like she's subdued into paste.
give me
Yeah.
a second. Give me a second to do the numbers.
She is. This one might hurt.
Yes, she's not subdued by now.
Yeah. If depending on what you hit, she may be subdued into paste. I'm very curious.
That's a good old 50 damage.
50 damage? Holy shit! Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Sound
Leap.
barrier there.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Leaf. You subdue her so hard with this guiding bolt.
So hard.
She is still there, but she is like, at this point, I mean, she is like singed. She's down for sure.
If it makes you feel any better, she's got little lilac plants that are glowing on her.
I'm glad
You know,
the
she looks
funeral
pretty.
bouquet is already there. That's great.
That's great.
The second murder that has happened. At least
When
there
in
is a.
doubt, we could have used the wedding bouquet.
That's what you get for being mean to my friends.
She obviously goes down. Does it look like Rix is still attacking me? Because my assumption to this point is she's been enchanted, not her fault.
Nope, she's still attacking you.
Okay?
Yep.
So, not my turn yet.
But Thea is now down, so you guys got that. That's good. Now,
Since I saw Rex attack, I'm just going to move my tree towards Rex.
Alright.
okay.
Cool.
Laura, you are now next, or I'm sorry, Emerald, you are now next in the turn order.
All right. So what do I see? I see Thea just went down, but have I seen Rix attack Tanric?
You have seen Rix attack Tanric. She yelled die, so any of you in the room probably seen her swing.
Excellent.
That's fair. That's fair.
What? I didn't say nothing. What are you talking about?
But
Me?
did not sound like
Couldn't
Rix.
be.
Sounded like
Did not sound like Rix. Yes.
It'd be really cool if we could have talked about this before it happened, but you know.
Stuff happened.
I'm gonna go out on a very wild limb here, and use my shape change ability as a changeling as my action.
Okay.
And I remember Rick said that she had a brother.
I did
So-
have a brother.
I am going to change into a male half orc.
Very interesting. Very excited to see how this is going to
And
go.
then I run up in front of Tanric, presumably in front of Rex.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Oh, all right. I got you.
I'm actually on the table, Billy.
It's-
On that
oh,
corner.
well, right in front of Rex.
Okay, I got you. I can.
Rex, it's
There you go.
Kaz. You don't want to do this.
Roll me a deception check. This is a God, man. If
Guidance! Guidance!
Go nuts!
Do I have to roll anything?
Nope. You roll
All
nothing.
right. All right. Good.
The
to know.
ghost of all the orcs that have come before are helping you.
Emerald, what? Kaz,
Oh, it's
what did you
gonna be
get?
good. Hold on. Hold
Oh,
on. It's
God,
gonna
I never-
be
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this.
okay. So get ready for this. It's gonna be a 28. Got a nat 20. Have a +7, and then I got a 1 in guidance.
We need an air horn for all the 20s. This is stupid.
This dour moment, it just dour. You take the moment, you reach out to an angry Grix, and you say everything that you just said directly into her red, just gone eyes. Rix, I'm gonna need you to roll me a d6.
That would be a 6.
That would be a 6.
Mm-hmm.
What happens next as Rix hears that inspiring speech of her brother, possibly? She's pretty gone from everything going on, but her brother said the words that he would normally say to calm Rix out of this state. Oddly enough, and I know it's not meta, and I know you guys have totally had this conversation, which I'm very proud of you. This is the one thing to calm Rix out of this state. She is back, and Rix, you are back in the world. You now regain control.
Cool.
There's just a palm tree winding up its one of its branches ready to hit.
Do
Do
I just see you as Kaz right now? Or are you?
You see me as what I have best assumed to be Kaz, which looks like
just assuming to be? I'm just like, what?
yeah, just assuming because you wouldn't have given me a description or anything.
No.
So
Oh, right.
Emerald has turned into basically a short-haired, more masculine version of you, Rick. And then you see that glimpse of a changeling saga. She goes like that and turns back into the high elf that you know. Hey, are you back with us, Pat?
Yeah, what happened?
You were cleaning your axe on my jacket.
What?
Dusts the gash off.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. You weren't yourself. I understand. I think. I don't, but it doesn't matter.
As you all are having this conversation, Leland, who is just mortified by the entire situation, walks in and goes, "Well, okay.
Do be a good man and go get us some something to secure Thea with."
Did I get her?
Understood." And he starts power walking out of the room, not running, but he is making his way out.
Oh, those calves.
God, those calves.
His legs are
Those calves.
so
He
supple.
is foot to the ground. I don't know if you know power walking etiquette, but he is not lifting both feet. They are both touching the ground at the same time.
Those hips are swaying.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's got that jaw going. He's getting there.
You know
see
what?
him.
Nah. Goodbye, Moonwalker. I'm going for him.
You all seen Moonwalker just knees to the floor, looking at her friend who was just gone. Alwyn is still recoiled back. Narutus is still Narutus is gone. He was very focused on Leaf because Leaf had the ring in his hand. Mrs. Helfang, you're gonna walk over to Moonwalker? Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm sorry about your friend.
She just seems she doesn't respond. She just seems gone. She just seems like her face is so locked into like it looks like what you would see if you're looking at an empty husk. She doesn't look okay right now.
Mac, you are a beautiful soul, and I mean that. That's not sarcasm. But there are a few matters to attend to before we see to the emotional needs of those present. We are still trapped inside this building, and we still need to resolve this. He points to the sending stone. Does any among you have the ability to pull something from someone's thoughts while they are still living? I imagine if we wait around long enough for you to recuperate, he casts an accusatory glance at the necromancer, that you'll be able to pull it from a corpse But let's not cross that bridge until we must come to it.
He kind of like, you say that to him, he kind of has like a little smile for a second, and he just goes,
Tandrick, fairness, that might be something you're thinking about, but I've always been someone who thinks about the mental health of others,
Yes. And that's
including my village, so you might be wanting to do that, but I'm wanting to make sure that people are in the right mindset of getting out of here.
beautiful. You won't be alive to do so if we do not get that code word.
Well, we're not trying to leave right now. They're only going to attack us if we leave, or if she says something. Right now, she's knocked out and can't say anything. So I'm going to make sure people I care about are okay.
You have
We
a
actually-
bewildering set of priorities.
Have we tested this at all? I know we've all, gotten up and Oh, you know what? Forget it. You all know that that isn't my real voice by now. We all know that. Have one of us tested that theory? Has anyone tried to go outside to leave?
I'll do it. I'm fast.
"Are you gonna?"
Are you sure?
Okay.
Why don't we just push her out there?
Because she's the
Thea.
one with the code.
She has to say the code word if they don't shoot her, and
That's
then
a
we know.
fair point.
No one else needs die, and I assure you, I can get away from whatever they fire at me.
All of this is somehow easy. Yes. What's up, got it. Yes. Yes. Speak your mind.
This is Captain Sorrento. I was just wondering. We did hear shots fired. Should we flood the compound? And you hear like, yeah, flood it, yeah. And just like a lot of people outside.
Say no.
That all depends. Who do you work for?
Mr. Galleria, who is this?
I don't believe you. Password, please.
Only a perception check.
He called
So
us.
smart. That is true.
Fuck you and your couch. Persuasion. Oh, I'm gonna use that fucking inspiration die.
You're welcome.
Thank you. 29.
29. 29. Got it. The password you assigned us. Your favorite snack. Cheese. It just says cheese. And
I look at Alwyn to see how he reacts to that being his favorite word.
he looks back.
Yes, it's cheese. Yes. Whatever.
I'm going to hand you off to Mr.
Galleria.
Gallerina for
I'll look
confirmation.
it up. Sounds good.
I hand Mr.
Mr. Galleria, sir, if you could just provide us with the code word that you assigned us for this event this morning, we will definitely come and make sure everything is A-okay.
The code word. I didn't assign you a code word. When would I assign you a
The
code word?
code word is
The code-
cheese.
It's the code word cheese.
No, it is not. What code word do you think? You just assigned it this morning, sir. You told us about it right before everybody started arriving. And you hear in the background, does he not remember the code word? He just said it it's been like 12 hours.
This is preposterous. I did not assign you a code word, and I don't know where this giddy energy is coming from, but this is very, highly unrefined of any of you at this.
Oh, he's yelling. Is he yelling? Yeah, he's yelling at us over the mic. Turn the sending stone off for a minute then, dope. Okay.
We can all hear you. All of us.
Sorry, sir, if you could just provide us that code word that you just assigned us this morning, that would be fantastic. Cheese is the one that you told us to tell you, but you told us a different one.
Crackers.
What the hell? Is it crackers?
No!
Mr. Gallerina, can I borrow the sending stone?
We're going to get killed. Look.
Stop.
What,
Stop.
Tanric?
Aimlessly poking at the code word when we have already expressed at least 2 immediate options in order to get this ridiculous code word, this preposterous situation we find ourselves in. If anyone else would like to fart in the corner and demand we all come smell it because of the great idea it is, do so now. But let us
That's what you've been
resolve
doing all
this.
night.
Mr. Gallerina, can I borrow the sending stone for a second?
I kept you alive.
What the hell? He throws you the sending thing.
Autumn has
Hello
left
there.
at this point.
Autumn is. Autumn?
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
This is Leaf Esme. I was one of the party guests. So some stuff has happened. Yous have all been tricked. Mr. Gallerina did not give you a code word this morning.
All
It was
been
someone
him.
posing as him. So
Roll me a persuasion check at disadvantage. Based on what some of you may or may not know, there is heavy evidence that Mr. Gallerina did, in fact, give them a code word this morning.
my character sheet is going off. Da, da.
I don't remember any of this evidence.
Okay. I'm not gonna bring it up. I'm excited. Go on.
I'm also guiding myself because always guide.
Did you use your inspiration?
No, I haven't. What dice is it?
D6.
Okay. Because I rolled a nat
That's what I
20 and an
assumed 'cause we're level
18.
4.
18 plus 2, 20, 25, 29.
29.
At disadvantage?
Yeah, I rolled an 18, then guidance plus inspiration plus 4.
Wild.
Hang on 1 second. You say what you just said over the speaker. What do you think, Dave? Dave kind of comes over. What do you think? I mean, we've seen Mr. Gallerina. I mean, he physically gave it to us.
Mr. Carolina's daughter has been killed.
Maybe if we push him outside,
we
he'll
have got
remember.
the person that has done that.
I put Hunter's mark on Mr. Gallerina.
Maybe if
So-
we push Mr. Gallerina outside, he'll remember.
So as
I-
you can
I
see,
would-
this is all a big misunderstanding, and some of
Hold
us
a-
would like to
a
go.
moment. There's a possible wrinkle. You see, we've all become aware of some pretty damning information about Mr. Gallerina. Information he was willing to destroy an entire city in order to prevent from getting out. I wouldn't put it past him. Can I roll an insight check to see if he's being duplicitous?
Yep.
He's just trapping us all here for no other reason. other than he can.
23 without guidance, and I already used inspiration.
He doesn't look like he's being duplicitous. He looks like he's being honest. Why would I set a password to get me killed also? That is foolish. And
So it's my
Reminder
29.
for. Oh,
Is it
sorry.
possible you were enchanted into doing so?
Is my 29 done anything?
you're 29. It seemed nothing that you know of yet. Nothing that you can gain from what they're just discussing normally.
I'm probably almost
Autumn,
outside of
yep,
this.
Autumn, you are almost out the door. Do you walk out the front door? You can walk out the front door. Okay.
And I'm just like I'm gonna open the door and hold up my hands, my paws.
Oh,
I'm not leaving. I'm just opening the door.
So
oh no.
He's pulling out dice.
That's
so
not
are
good.
you going to let us out or not?
How far? How are you in the doorway? Are you one step outside of the door or no?
I am not one step out of the door. I am in the doorway. I am still inside.
You see archers lined up. Yeah, you see a lot of them. They're all focused on you at this very second.
Just testing a theory. Thank you. Close the door.
So are you?
you hear, and just yeah, you hear the door, and it shakes. If I, as a DM, I will warn you, if you would have took one step out of that door, you would have been dead.
Oh, I'm aware.
For sure.
No, that's fine, but
Head out the door.
again, like,
Is he still alive?
this has nothing to do with, like, Clem the player, but Autumn is at the point where he's like, I might as well be dead. Nothing else has worked for me today. So he's coming back, and he's going to use his tabaxi speed to just... He's like, yeah, it's real. Yeah.
So are
Good
you
to
going
know.
to let us out or not? I'm wanting to get back to the Feywilds. I have a deadline to make to get back there.
Reminder that we do have reason to believe that Mr. Gallerina did tell the god that this morning. In fact, that there's reasonable evidence that Thea can shape change, yes? Or that someone here can shape change. Maybe I would assume it's her, but because she said she
Well, and
knew
even
the
if-
code word.
She could have just charmed him.
It's true. She could have charmed you.
I don't possibly know. I this morning I was busy setting up the wedding with Eris and Leland. Leland walks back in the room and he holds up these giant chains. He goes, "Any preference, sirs or madams, or
The
anyone?"
uncomfortable ones, please.
Oh, a man
Leland.
of class. And he hands you the uncomfortable-looking chains.
Leland,
I will
Was there pink
manacle
fluffy
her up
ones?
so she cannot use somatic components.
So do I know
Very
that...
tightly.
Leaf, have you made it clear that you are a cleric of some kind?
I think so.
Okay. With my knowledge of stories and stuff, I would like to go to Leaf and say, Leaf, you wouldn't happen to have the ability to remove curses, would you? There is magic in the world that can change a person's memories about an event. It is possible that a code word was given and then the memory was removed from Mr. Gallerina's mind.
Not high enough level for that.
Leland,
Yes.
were you in the room when... Did you happen to be there when Mr. Gallerina created whatever code word it was? Were you there? Seemed to be everywhere all the time.
Oh, why, yes, I was. I did drop him off over at the housing area, but I wasn't. Code words. I mean, if you're talking about what you all are talking about, I was not in the room when he set a code word.
I'm going to go back to the Sandstone. Can you send the captain in to speak to us, or then?
Yeah, wait, yeah, Captain! What? They're requesting somebody to speak to... You see, you hear a grunt?
You hear a grunt. You don't hear anything else in the sending stone. As you all are talking, you do hear the front doors kind of open to the manor, and standing in front is a tall, like man in kind of like a camo garb looking suit. He has a little tie underneath, and he just looks very massive. His his frame is very big.
There you go, Mr. Galileo. You can speak to them in person now.
You go. And nobody come any closer. There's, what is going on? And if anybody comes within any range of me, we will open fire. You do see a few archers like slowly kind of progressing to the front of the manor.
I chuck away my weapon to show I'm not a threat.
What would you like to speak to us about?
Well,
Someone
we're
set
wanting
us
to get
up.
out of here. We do not know the code word, as no one here knows it. That's the part your team doesn't seem to understand, is that someone has faked to be that man over there. I don't care enough to remember his name. To give you a code word so we can't escape here. Well, his daughter got murdered.
We were told explicit instructions.
I know that you were told.
Excuse me. We were told explicit instructions that there would be changelings on the premises at the time.
Okay. Exactly. Changelings would be on the premises. People who can change in fake to be people. There's more evidence that you were fucking duped.
You see,
Tanric just nods approvingly. Yeah.
Who's the
Excuse
other
my French. I do not swear much.
changeling then?
Hmm?
Who's the other changeling then? Changelings.
we were told this morning. So we are on our guard, and we were told that if anything were to happen, to not trust anybody inside of the manor.
Can I ask, how many changelings did you get told should be here? Because what I see is the whole party guests, every single person who is supposed to be here as a party guest is here. We are not all changelings. And we're all saying we want out of here. I want to go back to the Feywild.
You see the captain take a moment, and he walks back outside to discuss. And he is back out on the outside. He has not walked back in at the moment, but you guys are left by yourselves back inside.
You need to hire some better guards that actually know how to use their brains.
Is there anything you guys want to do inside?
I'm going
Mr.
over the I'm trying to determine if Thea is a changeling or not.
She's
Do you want to?
unconscious. She would go to her natural form if she
Is
was.
she unconscious?
She is good. She
Oh,
is
okay, never
completely
mind.
knocked out.
I
Yeah.
thought she was still awake.
Yeah. If you want to search her, see anything you can find, or
No, she's. Well, I do want to search her, but it's not. Thea, no one here should have known that I was a changeling before I came, which leaves someone else.
It leaves happenstance, is what it leaves. If it was used as a machination in order to provide this cover so that they could get away with what they wanted to and then exit the premises while keeping everyone contained here, it doesn't require a real changeling to be on the premises.
What is
No,
It could
Narudis
be a
doing?
coincidence.
but there's a lot of shape changing happening.
I have only seen one instance of it thus far, and that was you. I am not suggesting you have done anything. I'm simply saying we keep talking about changelings and evidence of it, but I'm not aware of any of said evidence, only that people have said it.
19 for the investigation on that body. And also, I want to turn towards the only person who could have possibly known that I was a changeling, which is Leland.
Leland looks at you. He's standing there. He is eyeing you. I mean, you're searching Thea. He's just standing there, watching the room, holding the other chain that nobody chose.
What is Narudis doing?
Narudis is just sitting, looking at his hands. He doesn't look like he's broken at the moment. He looks like he's determined. He doesn't look like the man you've seen before. Something's different. On Emerald, you find, just going through her stuff, you find a couple things. And one, you easily, from being a changeling, you do find that she is not a changeling. You do find a few scrolls among her person, in her little purse on her back that she has. You find one for minor illusion. You find one for minor illusion. You find a small little book, and it's like, it says it on the front of it. It's like a really old ratty book, and it says "Baby's First Book," and it has like a little smiley face on the front. And it just looks like a little coloring, but like it looks like it was a little printed book that on the inside there's just doodles. And if you open the cover, the first page says, "To my sweet angel, love, Olivia," and there's a little heart. And on the inside, it just looks like it looks like there's a little smoke damage on the book itself, but it looks old. It looks very old. Besides that, the only other things you find on her are going to be, you see one more scroll for charm person, and then you also Yeah. You also see. Yeah, that's it. That's all you find on her. Had to make sure.
Goes up to Leland and very quietly under her breath. What? You never told me what you did exactly for the Verdant Court.
He looks at you and he goes, "You're absolutely correct. I have not."
Yeah, I think that's pretty relevant now.
I was somebody that did a lot of dirty work for the Verdant Court, but that is not the Leland you know now. That was a Leland of the past.
Did you ever meet someone by the name of Echo?
I did. He looks at you directly in the face. I sure have. He goes, "Are we going to be seeing Echo tonight?"
No. And if you're lucky, you won't be seeing Earl either.
He looks like he's a little intimidated, but not enough. Leland also looks like he's gives it right back. He's like, "Well, you will not see these calves of lightning tonight either."
Oh, but I want to.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Are you so you're 100% sure you don't know any code words?
I do not know the code words, but I will admit to you that the reason they may know there is a changeling on the premises is because I may have told Master Gallerina at some point. And you see that Alwyn is like, "Leland, you did not tell me anything about a changeling." And he goes, "Sir, yes, I did. I told you earlier today."
What evidence that you weren't the one that he told?
And Alwyn's completely just like taken aback. He's like, "Leland, I was planning the party inside of the manor today. I was not out there. I wasn't anywhere besides inside the manor." And Leland looks back and goes, "Sir, I am very confident. I did tell you." And he recalls an earlier moment where he was walking outside, mingling with the guests that were coming in, and it was right about I would say right when Eris arrived this morning as well with her friends. Moonwalker was still on the way. Thea was, now we obviously know what was going on with Thea, but yeah, you walked into the manor and then you walked around one of the sides of the manor, and we talked in front of the cart that takes you back to the gate.
Was
Who was
Thea
not
already
physically
here
present?
at that moment?
Thea was on the premises at this moment.
Who was not? You said Moonwalker was not physically present?
Moonwalker arrived late. Then at this point, Thea and Eris walked into the house, and then so did Mr. Gallerina. And then Mr. Gallerina walked back out from around the side.
What does Moonwalker react to this information at all?
Moonwalker looks fine. Moonwalker looks like she is just baffled.
So-
I mean, there was a brief moment that I was gathering all of the luggage to take back inside before Mr. Gallerina did walk out to the side of the house, but again, I mean, it couldn't have been more than 10, 15 minutes at most.
That's quick enough for someone to cast a spell.
Yes.
Can I go
well,
talk to Nerudis?
Yeah, absolutely.
They can do what they were doing first. I just want to say that I wanted to do that. 'Cause Tanric had something to say.
No, do your thing. My character's going to be impatient and
All right,
try and drive things forward, so please do your thing.
I, against my better judgment, I'm gonna go over and talk to him, and just kind of see where his head's at. So as I approach him, I say, "How are you doing with all this? I guess."
Done a lot of things in my life. adding another body to my list. Generally, it doesn't usually affect good old Narutus, but
I'm aware.
this is my fault. Maybe I can make things right. And he kind of looks around and he goes, what if I told them I was the killer? And we end this charade now. He looks with a solemnly grim face. We end the game. We end the charade. We don't... He looks at Leaf, like, holding, like, with the ring still in hand. And he goes, if I walk out those doors and tell them that I was the one who performed the murder tonight, could you make me a promise? As he looks directly in your face, Rix.
First, they might not even let you get out the door, but what might your promise be?
Could you do everything in your power to bring Eris back?
I think I just look at him and try to see if he remembers who I was.
Roll me an insight check.
Hold on.
I don't see there being a good answer to this question. Yes.
19.
He knows exactly who you are. Listen, before you answer that question. Yes, Clint?
After you're done with this scene, there's something I want to do.
I'm sorry about your brother. But I'm not asking. You don't have to promise me. You could promise Eris, who's done nothing wrong in this occasion, besides being a casualty of a sick and twisted moment. The girl had her heart full of hope, and I understand what I've done to you, but I'm not asking for myself. I'm asking for her.
I'll promise for Eris.
He goes to, like, reach out, but then he realizes the situation, and he goes, bless you.
Nice catch.
Thank you.
For what it's worth, not lying, I'm sorry. And he stands up. He doesn't leave from the spot, though. He's still just kind of readying himself and, like, looking unsure, but looking at the same time determined. Go ahead, Clint. What was it?
So while that's going on, Autumn would want to go over to Leaf and say, "Leaf, could I perhaps borrow the ring, just for a moment?"
Oh, yeah.
And so
go
I'll
into my
take the
pocket
ring
and pass
in
it.
my hand, and I'll put it in both of my hands, and I'll close my eyes, and I'll say, "Beautiful maiden, tell me your story so that I can keep you alive until we can bring you back to our world. Please." And I'm just going to concentrate all of my, like, soothsayer, spirit guard energy into the ring so I can kind of pull her spirit out and hold on to it.
Autumn, you are transferred to an elegant wedding that took place in the backyard. You are in this realm that exists where you see Eris standing there as a lonely bride standing at the altar. You see her sitting, like, not sitting, but kind of like crouched over a little bit, just staring at the ground. Autumn, you're alone. Behind you, there's no Gallerina Manor. It is just the cliffside where the wedding took place. And she looks and she goes, company.
Hello, my dear.
Hey.
You look just as radiant as you did earlier this morning, even more so now. And I'm just going to reach out and very gently, like, wipe the tear away. Like, with my actual hand this time instead of a weird spirit hand.
I'm dead, aren't I?
Yes, but it won't stick. I promise. That's why I'm here. I want to immortalize you, as it were, so that we can bring you back. If that is your wish, my dear.
Does that mean I get to see my beloved again?
Of course.
Is he okay?
He is devastated by your loss. But other than that, yes, he's all right.
You know, I got to see. I had an inkling who Thea might have been before, but I never put two and two together until the moment that she took my life. But I would have said, if she would have just told me what was going on, I would have accepted her as a sister. I didn't even know. I didn't even know. Is Thea all right?
Thea has been captured through her connection with your murder, but she is still alive. Other than that, I cannot promise anything. She was pained and unhinged when we found her.
Autumn, I ask you, if you can do me one, if you can't save me, can you please make sure that Thea and Narutus, you do the best you can for them. I don't want much for this world. I would love to come back. I would love to live out the rest of my honeymoon days. I mean, this is a girl's dream. This is something that I've wanted my entire life, and if I don't like to put myself in front of too many things or people, but I my only ask is that the people that did support me and did make sure that I got to live out the dream the best way I could have ever asked for. I just want to make sure that the people that supported me get to live their best life.
I will walk over to her and I will put both of my hands on her shoulders and I will say, Mistress Gallerina, you have the word of whisper on the autumn leaves, and when a tabaxi uses their full name, it is a bond.
Thank you. And she caresses your face, and you start pulling back. You see a lonely bride standing looking off into the sunset, with the rain starting to fall on this very sunny event, and you are pulled back out of the realm.
So you all see that Autumn, when he opens his eyes, is just openly weeping. Just absolutely devastated.
Are you alright, Autumn?
I am. And I look to Narutus, and I'm going to say, she made me promise you would be safe and cared for. You and the girl both. Be worthy of that promise, Narutus. We are going to try to save your bride, but if we cannot, and I'm putting like all of the power of the ghosts behind me, be worthy of my promise, Narutus. And then I'm going to hand the ring back to Leaf, and I'm just going to sit.
I'm going to go over to Moonwalker.
If I may, for a moment. This is a very emotionally charged moment, and obviously that's not my forte, so I will stick to the logical aspects. Narutus, I overheard a bit of your idea. I would simply offer it won't help, as they are charged to kill anyone. Simply having someone to kill isn't going to solve the issue. Secondly, of all of the people here, and it hurts me to say this, you are the least responsible for what happened. So, they are people of great means, he points at Alwyn. This is a simple matter for you. If you actually want your daughter to survive, you have the resources to make sure that she is brought back. Very little time has passed between her death. Even the simplest of revivification could accomplish this, were you willing to pay the price. But we would all need to be extricated from this situation first. Secondly, Alwyn, if you don't mind me calling you Alwyn, I'm going to point out that it's your machinations and desire to cover this up that brought this down upon you. That young woman was willing to go to all of this effort because of your lack of accountability.
He looks
So
angry.
it is upon you. Your anger means nothing to me in this moment. We all stand to die without resolution. So you can either utilize your position and ability to resolve this matter, or we can be forced to resolve it ourselves, and your standing, your position, be damned.
I'm
These are your
sorry.
men.
What do you suppose I do? Do you suppose I walk outside and tell them to stand down? Did you see what they did to my front door?
I do see what they did to your front door. You are a man who has spent many years operating through subterfuge and brute force in equal measure. You have amassed incredible affluence and influence. What I'm suggesting is, at this point, I do not believe you are so daft, so stupid, so incompetent that you have allowed yourself with one conversation by someone who looks like you to be circumvented, unseated from your own place of power. You have some means of extricating yourself from this situation, or at the very least, determining how to resolve this situation. I'm asking you to put your presumably considerable intellect to the task. What resources do you have available? Do you have a way of exfiltrating this building? Did you always rely on the absolute loyalty of your men? And if so, what safety mechanisms do you have in place? Surely you're not this flaccid and useless.
Roll me a persuasion check at this point.
That was so many words.
You can have ghost guidance.
I got lost. I couldn't tell you what happened.
Don't be dummy. Get us out of this big dickhead.
Gotcha. Okay.
You're welcome. So 14 base plus 4 for the guidance plus... You said persuasion?
Yep.
Persuasion. Fuck me. Plus 5. So
Later.
23.
23. He looks back at all of you, and he goes,
Oh no, it's the violins.
The violins of anxiety.
The wedding march of depression and the violins of anxiety, yes.
I am
Fixating
Alwyn
fiddles.
Gallerina. And you know what? Little footstool man, you're goddamn right. I can tell these fools to stand down with the energy invested in my goddamn name. And everybody in the room just everyone's taken back. He walks over to Nerudis and he puts his hand on his shoulder and he goes, "That's maybe one of the bravest things I've heard tonight." And Nerudis looks back of about time you were speechless. And he walks.
I agree with that one.
Agreed.
Yeah. Fair. He walks towards the front doors, and he goes, "I will tell these hooligans to stand down." And damn it! And he turns back with almost a ray of shine behind him. Like he just seems.
Watch.
I will get them to be done. He opens the doors and he goes. He takes one
for
foot out and he goes, "My name is Alwyn."
Yeah.
It's littered with arrows. You see arrows flying through and just pincushion this man. He falls to the ground in a haze of blood. He is dead. He is gone. Alwyn Gallerina,
no.
This is the second murder to happen tonight.
So I call out the front door. You'll notice how he didn't change into a changeling. You just killed your boss.
Oh,
The Gallerina family does no longer exist.
There's a sending stone.
Jesus Christ.
yeah, I have it. I have
No,
it.
because there's the sending stone table in the office.
I also just have a sending stone.
Right, that's the one in his hand, yeah.
You see, they call in the settings.
We tried to tell you. We tried.
Hello?
How... did we kill Mr. Gallerina?
Yes,
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Feel free
Has
to
he
check the body.
changed? Absolutely not.
Sir, wouldn't that mean there's still a changeling on site? Yeah,
Yes, there is, we
Who's
know
gonna
this.
pay us? Who pays us after this?
No one's going to pay you.
Well,
Actually,
hold on.
I don't
Hold-
think you'll
hold-
ever get hired.
Hold on.
Well, not with this on your record.
Tanric
certainly
obviously has a plan. Let's see where this goes.
Our record? What is... sir, we're gonna
Hold
get
on.
fired.
not. There is a way to extricate yourself from this. To give you a brief recap, you were fooled, you were bamboozled, you were tricked. We have captured the individual that killed both Eris and tricked you, causing you to take this action. Now, if you wish to make this a simple matter that is resolved easily, you can work with... It's not Hayden, it's...
Hadrian.
Hadrian.
My
You
name
can
is
work with Hadrian. Yes, right. Sorry, you've been so useless to this point, I didn't bother remembering your name. But here, you can change all of that.
Oh no, his husband.
You can work with the associate. You can work with the associate here, Mr. Hadrian, in order to take both of these individuals and have them revivified back into life. That will cost the coffers of the Gallerina family very, very little. Save your jobs and make sure that this is not known by anyone.
Also, if you can get the ingredients for it, I could take it to my Mima and she could revive them.
It's also worth exploring that, yes, traveling to the Feywild might actually, that sounds like a brilliant plan.
Grabs Tanric by the shirt collar. and says, it's not gonna happen, little man.
Why does he want to go to the Feywild so badly?
It's the only place I've ever been happy.
Wow. Wow.
My baby boy.
What's that
Insight
like?
check onto that.
Do you put him down? Or do I have
No,
to stand
she's
up?
holding him up, and she's insight checking him.
You know what? You can
Oh,
have ghost
no.
guidance for that.
Put him on a coat hanger.
Stay here. The adults are talking.
That's an 18.
Okay, he's being absolutely 100% totally transparent. Like, you can feel the longing mourning rolling off of him. His whole face just becomes this there is
Having
There
a
is
place
no-
you're happy. What's that like?
there is absolutely no effort whatsoever in being surly or unhappy. He just looks completely dejected, as if the universe itself has told him he's unworthy.
Tanric,
Tanric, if you want to go to the Feywild, you can always visit.
I have a question for you.
Huh?
How attached to working in law enforcement are you?
I totally lagged out. I didn't catch any of it. I'm sorry.
How attached to working in law enforcement are you?
Not.
Perhaps we will revisit this after we resurrect the Gallerians.
That, yes.
As you guys are all
Sometimes you do
talking,
what you're good at. Sometimes you do what you love. Yeah.
as you all are talking, Hadrian just starts bolting towards his love that, like, you just seen his love die, and runs towards Alwyn. He doesn't step past the door, but
good.
Okay.
he
That would be tragic.
No, stop.
So here's what we could do. We could get the material components for us to bring both of them back.
Quick thing, we have to be able to get out of the house.
If you let
Have they
us-
stood down?
If
Are
you
we-
let us out, we can head to the Feywild. If one of you want to accompany me to make sure I'm not doing any dodgy things, that's fine. I'm pretty sure Tanric's joining me at this point.
So, boss, can I ask you something away from the sending stuff? Yeah, sure. What's gonna happen when Mr. Alwyn comes back to life and realizes that we just filled him with, arrows? Well, Dave, that's a really good point.
We'll make sure nothing happens.
We'll sort that, don't worry. You're still on speaker.
Oh, is this thing still on? Hey, you just do you guys for a moment. We'll get back to you in just a second. Okay, goodbye.
And they get away from the sending stone for a moment.
No!
But
You should have left it in their hands. In their hands, they would have done it and not sought to perhaps kill all of us. This doesn't entirely need to be resolved by us.
I'm
I
gonna.
just want to
Allocation
get
of
back to the
resources.
Feywild.
I want to grab the sending
I
stone
understand.
or ask, is Leaf holding it?
Yeah, Leaf's holding it.
Can I see the sending stone for a minute?
Here you go.
Does this work as a general sending stone, or does it seem to be like a walkie-talkie?
It works more like a normal sending stone. Except I took the capacity of the word limit off. Like it's not just 25 because they were built into stations.
Excellent. Yeah. Is gonna speed dial my patron, the Green Lord.
Interesting.
Oh.
Okay.
Interesting. All right.
I love all these backstory flexes.
Okay.
It's great. Green
Um,
Lord, kind of scary.
Darling?
Because sending stones are connected directly to another matching one.
Are
It
Are
would
they?
only they're made
Okay.
they're uniquely carved in pairs.
understood?
But you can reach out to your specifically because of your backstory. You could religiously like contact them.
Okay, yeah,
Like
Um,
you try your best at least if you want to roll me a religion check.
I will.
Wild.
See what my religion is.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's not gonna be bad. It's a 21.
What do you try saying?
My lord, there seems to be an issue with this event, and it is preventing me from getting back to you. And it seems I need an assist. This is out of my capacity.
You hear no immediate response, but it did. Yeah, you do send out. Yeah, it is sent. At this point, are any of you still standing? I know Thea is tied up in the corner, but are any of you standing near Thea?
I tied her
I
up
wanted
and I'm
to-
standing over her.
I wanted to head towards Moonwalker, which I'm pretty sure Moonwalker was near her.
And I want to stay near Thea because of what I can't ever remember her name. I'm sorry. What the bride told me to take care of her.
Nope. Okay.
There's-
Yeah, it's good now. So I don't know if you guys know what happens with a nat 20 when you make a death save, but she is back up. No, she's not up. She's still tied up, but she is
Conscious.
1 life point. Yes, 1 life point if you get a nat 20 on a roll.
Gotcha. I don't know. I'm wherever Narutus is. I was talking to him last.
Narutus was getting ready to walk out the front door, or like towards the Great Hall and out the door, but he is just standing in the spot where Alwyn just touched his shoulder. And Thea kind of just like looks around a little bit. She's fucking to a crisp. She looks like she is like she's going to need a lot of surgery after this. But she she at least looks around and she goes, Where's Alwyn?
Oh, you got him killed through your reticence.
She looks at the situation and she my book. Where's my book?
Pulls
Not
out
with you anymore.
the baby's first book. Is this what you're looking for?
She gestures you to like open the book.
Opens the book.
She like haphazardly points to Olivia on the page and she goes, and then she lays back down and just goes back unconscious. And that's all
I'd
she
try
does.
that as a password.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I
Olivia.
take the scroll and I just go, Olivia, Olivia.
Maybe we didn't kill Mr. Gallerina. Maybe, well, they wouldn't have the password if we didn't.
No,
We
you
might be
didn't.
safe.
No, you killed him.
We could be,
Olivia.
we could be safe. Yeah, no, I mean, they wouldn't. How would anyone have the password?
Does this
That would
mean we
be-
can leave?
That would be, yeah, no, that he's still gonna be alive, so we're safe. So our jobs are safe. Yeah. Oh, just go with it. Just go with it. One more time. Can you say that one more time?
Olivia.
Oh, Mr. Gallerina!
Sure,
so
that's-
lovely. He's gonna
That's
be
who
good.
I am, sure.
Wow. Great. So we did kill the changeling.
No, but sure.
Yeah, just
What?
go with it.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
You said no, right?
You didn't kill the champion, but you killed an imposter.
Well, now you gotta roll me a persuasion. Now roll me a deception.
Oh no.
Changes should have changed back.
She's just gone
You said
with
he was
it.
an imposter.
They're clearly not very bright, so
You should have gone with it. You should have just gone with it.
I'm fine with this. I got a nat 20.
not you. They're not. Bright.
Yeah.
They are not bright.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. We'll stand down. We have to stand. If Mr. Gallerina is still in there, then we're safe. We're fine. We have nothing to worry about. So we'll go back to our post. Yeah, let's just go back to our post. Okay. Wow. Yep. All right. You guys are safe, and that's good. We will stand down. Please don't fire us. And they just hear him going back and forth behind the scenes.
And they get off the call. The door that is open, you do see people kind of like stand back a little bit, and you see all of the crossbows get laid down.
Narutis,
Yes.
are you able to get the mini horses?
Wrong one.
This horses went wild. Jeez.
All the horses outside have gone crazy.
Wow.
Are you able to get the funds and things to resurrect both of them?
He looks around a little bit.
He has 60,000 gold.
I do.
That is true.
I
Do
definitely.
you? Are you willing to go back and face a whole city that you could have doomed by offering them false protection?
Roll me an intimidation check.
Wow.
I'm only slightly salty.
I think perhaps we should maybe go somewhere he's not a threat, considering that the
Hey,
deceased
my
has wished for
my
his safety.
people don't know that he's offered them false protection. Only I do.
He is not going back to the Fey Wilds. Absolutely not.
There's
Just
no
send
need
him
for
into
this.
town.
20.
I would.
I got a
certainly-
20.
Can Hadrian do anything?
Hadrian is just by his body right now. I mean, Narutus, he has already stated he was going to do everything he could to bring back Eris. So that's without a doubt.
There are probably priests in town.
I got a 20.
He looks at you and goes, "I will bring Eris back. That is my goal." Mrs. Helfing kind of steps in a bit and goes, like, between all of you, and she goes, While I love you, little sweet little man," she gives you, "and this has been a hell of a ride. I would very much like to inform everybody that while I am not the woman I once was," and she gives you a little wink, Tanric. She goes, God rest his soul, if we bring back Mr. Gallerina, while I don't think I would be in any danger, I don't possibly think that you all would be welcomed in open arms. She looks directly and she goes, "I would be very worried that y'all talked him into a situation that he might come to regret when he comes back. And I don't
But
want to lose the little man."
That doesn't mean that we should allow someone to be dead because of someone who tricks
I have a
people
better
into
reason
killing.
for you. Mr. Mac. Excuse me,
Leaf.
Mr. Leaf. You macked on my heart so hard. It's a colloquialism where I'm from. My apologies. Mr. Leaf, if this would perhaps shed some light on the situation. I was trying to share this information with you earlier, and he shows you a bit of paper. These are things that were done in Mr. Gallerina's name.
Okay.
The total annihilation of this village, which is where Thea is from, is why she was so angry. Her entire family was killed, and her entire town and city was razed and burned to the ground for the sole reason of obscuring the fact that Mr. Gallerina had a dalliance. That is enough reason for him to have died by his own machination at his own pride. I believe the only innocent here who truly deserves to be brought back was Eris.
I agree
I
with
do
that.
not think it would be justice to bring back Mr. Gallerina, as justice has sorted itself out.
I
Do
don't
not
think.
decide that.
Yes, I don't think any. Even though he's done wrong, and I agree he's done wrong, I don't think.
Genocide, mass murder.
I don't
This is
think.
not justice.
No, I don't think we should be the ones to decide if he dies or not. If my Mima can't bring him back, then
We aren't,
the
he did.
face, well, no, he got tricked into it.
He got encouraged and made his own decision.
We do not.
People used
Think of
his
me.
name.
Think of me as you will, but your desire to do good in this moment is not only impractical, but it puts every other person here at risk.
Well,
I'm not-
As
Someone
I'm
wants
not
to
wise
saying-
Mrs.
live.
Helfang has said.
I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve to be punished, but he doesn't deserve death.
I have
Ooh.
something that can protect all of us. All right, listen. He doesn't need to die for all of us to be safe. He has certain connections with my boss. He has every reason to want our help from the Verdant Court. I can extend protection from, generally it would only be to Leaf and myself, but given the circumstances, I think it is under my jurisdiction to say that you all have helped us enough to earn a favor from the city of Aurelian, and therefore will be under protection of myself and the Green Lord.
While I appreciate that, at least for my own self, my safety is of no concern. Regardless of what Mr. Gallerina can bring against me, I have plenty of information on himself and his affairs to keep myself safe.
Ah,
Tanarek, if you do not
As do
agree
I.
with bringing him back from the dead, you have seen. The door is open. You're more than welcome to leave. But I think the four remaining
I see
are...
the wisdom in Mrs.
More than willing.
Helfang's. I see the wisdom in Mrs. Helfang's words is merely it. Thought to bring some context. I'm unworthy either way. See the door, have my insurance, and I will bid you all adieu. Puts his hat back on and just walks out the front door.
Mrs. Helfang follows.
Tanner, do you want to go back to the Feywilds?
If it means bringing that piece of shit, that steaming pile of excrement, back out of some seeming do-gooding, then no. I won't trade my soul for my heart.
What if you guys only bring
You can do
Eris
so.
back to the Feywild? And if they want him to live up here,
No.
Adrian can figure out how to bring him back. If
I'm
Adrian
not
wants him
saying
back.
they're going to be staying in the Feywild.
Absolutely not. I mean,
I don't want them in the Feywild. Especially not after he's lied to my people.
I don't even think he deserves to go back there, frankly. I think we could find
Aye.
someone else here.
I agree, but the only person I know that could do it is why I suggested my Mima.
There are priests in town who I'm sure could take care of it.
But if you walk out on this, Tanner, never
Walk
again.
out. I'm sorry, what affront am I posing to you?
No, she's meaning this is your chance to go to the Feywild.
This is your chance. I am offering you a chance, an open portal anytime you want. Anytime you want.
I will remind you simply what the price for that is. Everything costs something. I
Oh.
have seen what this man has done. And perhaps I acted out of turn in provoking him into bringing that down upon himself. But were it under other circumstances, had she not killed an innocent, I might have sympathized with Thea. And what you ask, if to simply bring him back for his usefulness, which is what I suspect the true motivation is, for his influence, for his affluence, I would be trading my soul for my heart.
He has
And
no use to me.
If I am ever to see those graced lands again, if I'm ever to smile with the sun upon my face, it will be with a clear conscience, and it will not be a party to bringing that monster back.
You said that it would be for benefits. What benefits does he have to me if I'm going to be living back in the Feywilds?
Oh, I assure you that barb was not intended for you, good sir.
And who was it intended for then, Tenric? Myself?
I am either ineloquent or entirely too subtle.
It was meant for Emerald.
I
As
understand,
business relationships.
but what I will tell you is you wouldn't like the things that have been done to protect that place and keep it as pure as you say it is. Everyone has to make a choice. Make yours.
Tanric, you keep going on about your clear consciousness. For me, my clear consciousness wouldn't be filled if I didn't try to save his life. I would be
accept
selling
that.
my soul.
You get no judgment from me, good sir. I can only judge my situation from where I stand.
I'm
I
still
know what
saying
he's
you're
done.
welcome to come into the Feywild. Doesn't mean you have any part of dealing with him. You have nothing to do with him.
That's agreed.
I am Rix. I will say one last thing, Tenric, before you leave. Because you speak so much of justice, and I wish you to know, it is with respect that I say this. I hope I do not misspeak, but sometimes for Madam Justice to be blind, she must open her eyes to inconvenient truths. And while it may be justice that this man lies dead before us, the manner of his death marks our conscience with a black mark. He must, if he is to be brought to justice, be brought to justice through the proper channels that you yourself have been representing since the moment you walked through the door.
Moonwalker chimes in as you guys are all talking, goes, he's gonna get out. He'll pay off a mayor, the townsfolk, whatever he has to do.
There's no one here who can hold him to justice.
Uh,
It is a rare instance that through inaction you can see it done.
Well, I'm
I've made my
taking
voice
his
clear.
daughter anyway. I'm taking his daughter to come back anyway.
You all see
I'm glad that you are.
as you guys are all talking, Leland moves Moonwalker a little out of the way and puts both arms under Thea, who's just burnt to a crisp, and he turns back to you and he goes, I will make sure she gets the proper treatment. And your passive insight shows that Leland is being extremely genuine. He looks at all of you and he goes, while I do not condone what has been done, and I do not condone the actions of the previous lord of the house, I do, however, think that the young lady needs some sort of accountability and treatment, as you all have discussed accountability. I will
agree.
make sure that she gets the proper counseling and the proper treatment she needs.
Before he leaves, Autumn would like to lean down and say, Eris wished for her to be protected and cared for. These are words from her mouth.
Leland looks at you and goes, with a solemn nod. He looks genuine. He looks extremely genuine with what he's saying.
We should get Eris to where we can save her, for
We
we
should.
have no time to
Moonwalker?
do so.
Yeah. What?
Moonwalker, do you want to carry Eris and bring her to be resurrected in the Feywilds?
Moonwalker looks at you and looks at Nerudis. I trust you. And she stands up and starts heading towards the door. A broken person, not the same.
Your friend, Moonwalker, I promise to try and bring your friend back.
She turns back to you and she goes, "Thank you."
There
And
will always be a place in the Feywild if you want to visit.
she longingly looks over at Eris and then looks at Nerudis and goes, "I think the person that belongs next to Eris in the Feywild is already standing next to her." And you see her pull her friendship bracelet off and throws it towards Nerudis, and she just looks defeated, but also accepting, and leaves. She just walks directly out the front door, and walks past the guards that were standing out there. She left her broadsword. She is just leaving. She leaves the scene.
So Autumn will now walk up to Leaf, who still has the ring, and then he's going to put his deck of cards in Leaf's hands. And he's going to give him, for the first time in a while, he's going to give him the tabaxi smile that he was wearing for the entire first session. He's going to say, "She told me her story. So her story is in here now. Now I want this back, little goat man." And I'm going to close his hands on the deck, and then I'm just going to walk away.
I will bring them back to you.
I trust you.
Mrs. Helfing looks down at Tanric. "So where's the where do you think we're going from here, huh?" And gives you a little.
You know, for the first time in a long time, I don't have the faintest idea. Why don't you show me something new?
I will absolutely do so. And she looks down at you and she goes, "Come on, little man." Holds her hand down to like hold yours. You guys, you all see.
It looks like mother and child.
She's telling you all.
Incredible.
They walk out. You guys start walking towards what seems to be one of the carts, and she gets it ready. You guys hop
Mrs.
in.
Helfing, before you go,
Yeah. She turns back.
where did you help Reed go?
She goes a little bit more dour and goes, she comes over and she stores everything in her brassiere, and she pulls out a very sweaty. She pulls out a very sweaty note out of her sweater and hands it to you and says, "We sent him off to a little place I don't think anybody would ever find him," and hands you a note, and it's directions, like it's this, like, basically it tells you of where he was smuggled, and
Okay.
it just shows you an overview of the ship he left on, heading towards New Lands. And she goes, "That's the last favor I can ask, because I'm on honeymoon now," and goes running back over and "Let us go!"
So, who's all still in the manor?
Yep, you got everybody
Except Tanric.
except Tanric and Mrs. Helfing. You still have Leland, who's still holding Thea, like getting ready to walk out.
So,
Hadrian is bawling his eyes out above Alwyn's body, and
If Hadrian wants to save him, he can. There's nothing we can do.
Leland, where do you intend to take Thea?
yes, I know a small little city south of Alceria that I think she would be able to get proper treatment. And Barter's Bay, as some call it. And yeah, that's all he says.
I'm gonna go next to Hadrian. Hadrian.
Yeah.
Hadrian,
Yeah.
you loved him, didn't you?
I love him. We were supposed to be together forever.
That doesn't have to change. There's money here. You could get the resources to
get a priest or something to bring him back. If I was strong enough with the magic, I would do it myself. I'm just sorry I'm not.
Oh, you better be damn sure I'm gonna get it back. We're gonna spend the rest of our lives together.
I can't be 100% sure, but I hope you do.
Thank you so much. He goes back to cradling the body of Alwyn. You all see like the guards of the house are nowhere near the manor, like out in front. They have all retreated back to their posts, just hoping somebody is going to come and relieve them.
I'm gonna go get his. I can't remember his daughter's name.
Eris?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Eris'
go get.
body?
I'm gonna try and get Eris's body.
I'll pick it up and walk with you.
Okay.
Well, actually, I'll give it to Narutus because I feel like he would be the one to carry it.
Yeah, I was gonna drag it to Narutus and just be like, "You'll
So
need
you
to
all
carry
are
her."
going to the Feywild to save Eris?
Not
That's
myself, no.
My plan, anyway.
I was actually going to take Alwyn to Whiteridge, my hometown. There are priests there who could perform the necessary rituals. And people there who could perhaps hold him accountable for all the bad things he's done in Tenric's book.
Any of you, if you're ever in the area of Aurelian, can ask for me, Emerald.
I would like to visit it, as you said it has a connection to the Fae.
It does. There's many folk like us. If you're ever here, if you ever need anything, actual protection charms or anything like that, you can always get.
When you say actual protecting charms, I just look at Narutus.
Yes. To save Eris we go.
Let's head then. But as soon as we've done that, you're leaving the Feywilds and you're never coming back.
Completely understood, little man. I will never come back to the Fey Wilds. Yes, Yes. You see him like maybe I can make. No. Yes, I will leave for good, for sure.
If I see you there again, I'll have no problem taking you out.
Duly noted. Let us go. Let us go save Eris's life, and I will regale you with tales of all of the adventures.
You will stay quiet through this walk.
Debatable. Let us go.
No.
I walk off. In front of him, my goat ears just like curling like I'm not listening.
Okay, that is completely cool. So who is gone at this point? Who is left? Looks everyone. Okay, Autumn, you're still there.
Mm-hmm.
Rix, you're still there.
Mm-hmm.
Emerald, are you following out Leaf as they leave?
No, I'm waiting to talk to Rex for a minute.
Oh, we can do that. I would love to talk to Emerald.
Emerald looks kind of sadly at Rex and like, can I talk to you off on the side for a minute?
I will leave you ladies to your conversation. I do not wish to intrude. But
No.
should you ever find yourselves in Whiteridge, look me up.
Of course. And
Of course, Autumn.
it was
I would love
lovely
to hear. Yes, it was lovely to meet yours as well. I would love to hear more of your stories at some point, perhaps over a fine dinner.
Of course.
As I'm outside and he's already started telling me stories, I'm just like,
Emerald, do you want me to wait out here for you? Do you want to travel with us? I really don't want to listen to him, please.
Yes,
I'll wait for
I'll
like
be
until
in
you're done.
I'll be just a minute.
That's fine, as long as I don't have to stay with him.
So come here, Leaf. Let me tell you about the Kraken I slayed
Oh
with
my
my
gosh.
bare fucking hands.
You didn't slay no krakens. I know you didn't slay any krakens.
Krakens!
And then Autumn will make a very just eloquent, over-the-top bow until we meet again. And then he will make his way out of the manor as well.
Okay.
Just me and Emerald.
Rex, I'm so sorry. I I know you know it wasn't me, but saying all those things, but I really am sorry. I thought Thea was just an accomplice, and I let my guard down for a minute, and she charmed me, and I'm really sorry that I said all those things to you.
It's alright. Thank you for apologizing, but you didn't need to. I understand that she used us all in some way or another.
Yeah, but it kind of been nice to from someone who is supposed to be on your side, supposed to trust.
Cannot say it was all that helpful, but it's okay.
What are your plans after this?
I have an adventure to take. Hopefully, track down a person that owes me something.
I don't suppose you have a time for a pit stop in the Feywilds with us?
I don't think so. Urgent matters. But I would love to. Any other time.
Looks down and then reaches out and like very tentatively like tucks a piece of hair behind Rix's ear.
Wrong way, well, it can be, but fair enough.
I hope I'm not being too forward when I say once your adventure is done, perhaps you'd accompany me to dinner or something in the like.
I would love to. Absolutely.
I'm in the city of, like I said, in Aurelian. You're more than welcome to come there. There's ample.
Of course.
There's ample places to eat. And other things. I'm glad to have gotten to know you.
Thank you, Emerald. I'm truly lucky to have met you.
One last thing. My name's actually Echo.
Alright.
Yeah, and Echo walks out the door.
Till next time, Echo.
God, shut up, please. I don't want to hear about your fake Kraken killing.
There we go. I had to fix the sound so I didn't sound like a robot, because that music only plays when I can sound like a robot. So let me tell you about these goddamn Kraken. So you guys keep walking. Emerald, Echo, before you walk out, as Thea is being carried off by Leland, one more piece falls out that you didn't get in the investigation check the first time. You see a little glass vial just fall. You, like right after they get to the door, it just lands right in the doorway.
Picks it up.
You see it is a small little vial that it looks like it belonged to a set, like maybe an alchemist set, or like somebody kind of, that builds spell scrolls and like a bunch of other stuff. But branded into the side of it are the small letters VC, and that is the last thing you get.
VC.
VC.
Takes it and then glances at it and then crushes it in her bare hands. It's aside. Yeah, she's aware.
Okay. And Rix, do you follow out after?
Yeah.
All
Not.
right.
Yeah.
All of you leave this what was once a wedding and is now not a wedding. The scene of a grisly murder that turned into a multiple murder spree, an argument, a fight, all of the fun stuff involved. I'll give you the epilogue for the death of a con man, and then some of you, go enjoy the rest of the world. But as for the finisher out of what happened, Leaf, you did take Leaf and Emerald. You did go back to the Fey, or the Feywilds, and you did you got to bring Eris back. Narutus was standing right by the side, holding her hand the entire time. And it was celebrated. They got to have the honeymoon that they always wanted. And then
the Feywild, right?
yes.
Kicks straight out of the Feywild.
no. Narutus immediately it's like, let me tell you about this, and all of them are just shoving him back through the portal, while Eris is gallantly going along. I don't know why we're leaving so fast. And we gotta go. We need to leave. We need to get out of here.
And bless her heart.
Eris,
so
you're welcome
much.
back here at any time. Just don't bring him.
No more cons for me. It's the life of truth. And then you shove him through the portal, and goes, oh, I wonder if I could sell. Come on. And she keeps guiding him through. We cut over to Autumn. You go back to the city that you were heading with. Hadrian goes with you. Alwyn's body and just an army of guards go with you. There is a small army that went with them. You all successfully revived Alwyn, Gallerina. There was a small fight when there was accountability to be held after he was back and alive. However, he was smuggled out by his guards and his people. While nobody knows exactly where he is at the moment, he did seem very angry before he left Autumn. And you guys had the moment of reviving him, and he is just he kind of came back with a and you could just feel the booming in his voice. That's the last you've seen of Alwyn for the time being.
I got contacts. I'll find him.
Rix, you find your way to the shipyard where you last seen Reed, the person that happened to do unspeakable things to your family. You killed your family. That sounds awful. Killed your family. And you board the ship heading towards the same direction as where Reed was last seen. You've never heard of this land, you've never been there before, but the shipyard happens to know exactly where it is, and they are taking you there. Tanric, last but not least, you and Mrs. Helfing go on a wild spree of different...
Tanric discovers that heart is where your home is, and home is where your happy is.
You guys have a little ranch. It's just a little nice ranch, and she is
proposes to Mrs. Helfang and spends the rest of his life trying to make her feel the happy that he has come to know.
I want to know if we all get an invite for the wedding.
Death of a Conman Part 2.
Not
However, Tanric
from Tanric.
Tanric don't like us.
Tanric just tolerated us because he had to. What are we kidding?
Carry on. So sorry.
Tanric, before this adventure is over, you do see a courier, last but not least, a courier come by, and he goes, Mrs. Helfang, I got you a letter, and she goes, oh, my dearie, and runs out there and grabs the letter and comes back in. She reads the letter and starts kind of going over it with you as she's sitting back in this rocking chair, across from you. She was knitting, now she's just sitting there reading. She drops the letter and gazes back up at you and says, Alwyn. And that, my friends, is where we are going to wrap the Death of a Con Man. I love that you guys got to play. I really enjoyed the time we spent together, and I hope everyone at home enjoyed it. I know we went a little overtime this time, but I think we did pretty all right, and I think you guys did a great job. It is question mark.
It's the finale.
A finale?
Asterix.
Finale for season 1.
Oh, I hope everyone at home enjoyed it. If you guys didn't check out the entire thing, go back and watch all the episodes. They all will be live up on YouTube, where they will stay live. I know Twitch only keeps them for so long. So I hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope you guys got to have a lot of fun with us. And I cannot wait to play with these guys more. So thank you for sticking with us for this awesome opening to Tales of Initiative. Thanks, guys.
And make sure to tune into all the other streams we're doing.
Definitely. There is a lot more coming. Stay tuned for the mid of September. And enjoy, everybody. See you later.
Bye, guys.